but not with all of the events like undermining
No.
their foundation.
Yeah.
No.
So they're basically speedrunning. Like if
They're gonna collapse.
if all of the events after 2016, if all of the events after 2016 didn't happen, they probably would have been able to coast for another 10 to 20 years while the U.S. imploded. But
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
but
from
they did
2016
happen.
afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to think,
They're-
all they had to do to avoid that was listen to the 3 scientists saying, hey, we don't recognize this disease. We might want to consider a lockdown in Wuhan and the surrounding provinces. And then saying,
And
no,
interrupt
shut up.
glorious Chinese industry!
No, they didn't listen to those guys.
No,
because
they did recognize
knew
the disease.
what it
The
was.
The
They
problem
did recognize it, yes.
that was
It
part
came
of the
from the umbrella
problem.
corporation.
That has no, that has nothing to do with what I just said. I said they should have listened to the guys saying we don't recognize this, we need to shut it down. The scientists didn't recognize it, and we're calling for it.
No.
Yeah.
The scientists
people
that
above
weren't
them-
aware
Chinese
of the
government
project were calling
no,
for
they
the
were the ones-
shutdown.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What, like, I didn't say they knew it, I just said the ones calling for the lockdown were ignored summarily.
Right.
It's like, cool. So you caused a lot of fucking horseshit because of your pride.
Well, it's
Which
not
would have
just
been in
pride,
fact if
right?
you just kept it hush-hush.
So it's not just pride. It's like
wasn't
it's
just
like this
pride.
whole cultural thing when it comes to China, of giving face, and
Oh my god.
Yeah.
it is sort of pride, but it's like pride adjacent. It's like diagonal pride.
Yeah, it's related, but it's not the same thing. Also remember there was that whole thing with I'm Chinese, not a virus. Hug a Chinese person where they intentionally went out
Jesus Christ.
to
yeah.
spread this in certain countries. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that doesn't really have too much of an impact on China. I mean, it sort of had like a knockdown impact on China that I guess, they maybe should have thought about a bit if their whole economy is based around exporting shit to people.
Yeah, they should
Probably
know about that.
releasing a disease to kill those people is not a great
Also,
plan.
remember there was that whole thing with again Chinese people exposed sneezing, coughing, spitting, and other things.
Yeah.
on food and generally other.
Well, yeah.
Now, hang on a minute.
that was
So,
Signed, that was stupid people being stupid, malicious idiots.
I would say
Yeah, no,
that
that
was
wasn't like a
not
government-directed
limited.
Yeah, sure.
operation.
That
or
was
something.
not
No,
limited to
not
Chinese people.
yet, not yeah, sure. You're acting that like that was a psyop. That was not a psyop. That was stupid people being malicious.
So I'm
That's
gonna
what we
dispel the
call
myth. No,
a
sign.
standalone
You're gonna need to shut the
complex.
fuck up and take
Thanks,
the
shut up.
massive L that exists right here. So, is that why the power keeps flickering?
Sign L's?
No. The power kept flickering because the outlet would the plug was nearly out of the outlet.
That would
Good
do
job,
it.
buddy.
Yeah.
That-
I
Yeah.
was like, why do my screens keep flickering whenever anything vibrates the power box? And it's because the plug's almost falling out. But anyway, so I'm gonna dispel a massive myth. So they did a whole survey post-COVID. They did a whole survey a while back where they were like, hey, how often do you wash your hands? In Europe, it was 40%. In America, it was 60%. After going to the
Also true,
bathroom.
yeah.
Wait.
Oh no, I'm aware.
Oh, that's.
Yeah. That's gross,
Yeah.
and it is a thing. Yes.
So it's not a case of like, oh, Chinese people were like, ah, yes, I will get sick with the glorious virus and sneeze on it. Glory to China. No. It's a lot of fucking stupid people doing really stupid things. And yes, there are people out there that get infected with something and something in their brain clicks and they go, oh, I must infect everyone around me with it because I'm a stupid retard.
If they suddenly decide they want to cosplay as real life Umbrella Corps employees for some reason.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I've seen people come
Mm.
into the office knowing they were sick with something very infectious,
Oh,
and they're like, "Oh, well, it's not that bad." It's like, I don't fucking care.
Stay the fuck away from
Yeah,
me.
but I
I
don't
don't
want
want to
it.
use my sick days because you're stupid.
they are literal
Yep.
outbreak monkeys. Yes.
Yes.
It's happened in my friend group a couple times. Specifically, so we all have a thing of like, all right, guys, I might be sick with X thing. I'm not showing all the symptoms. You don't want me to show up, I won't. And we're just like, well, then just take something and wear a mask, use your best judgment. And there's one person in the group, he'll just show up coughing and hacking and sneezing. It's like, no warning. Just like, oh, it's just
Yeah.
allergies in the middle of winter?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Allergies in Georgia in the
No,
middle of
hang
winter?
on. Well, I will go ahead and say I do occasionally get that issue. It's not allergies, it's the weather changing where you get shit like that in the middle of winter.
Fine.
Not sick.
No, it's fine. He wasn't saying it was a sinus infection. He was claiming it was allergies. If he'd said sinus
Mm,
infection, we wouldn't have blown up at him.
Yeah.
But he said it was allergies
yeah.
in like 40 to 50-degree weather in Georgia in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
When
It
the
also
pine
doesn't
trees
really
and
matter.
all our
Okay,
palm
yeah,
trees and
In
that's
the
shit,
end,
he's
that's
asleep.
yeah,
he's
it doesn't
retarded.
really matter in the end because you coughing
that
and
he didn't
Was
sneezing
he
warn us.
everywhere
retarded?
on everything is going to spread everything else. It's not like your body has like a cue of like, oh, I have allergies today. That means I can't have the flu. It's like, no, that's not how that fucking
Yeah.
works. If you can have
No,
the
you can have
flu,
both.
Black Death, COVID, monkeypox, every STD on the market, all at the same
All of
time,
it.
and you can infect everyone with all of them. It doesn't like
Yes.
having allergies doesn't preclude you from spreading whatever else is in your mouth and nose.
In fact, it makes it more fucking likely.
Yeah, so I just always
It's
fucking hate those people when they do
just
that
the
shit
fact
like
that he
that.
didn't warn anyone. And the guy that usually hosts us
Mm-hmm.
was fucking livid.
Oh, I mean,
That he'd
if
walk
you ever
no,
showed up at my house and you were sick, I would have beat you to death with a fucking baseball
oh,
bat.
Sneaky, he has a good reason because every member of his family that he lives with, his father, who unfortunately passed a couple years ago now, but his father,
Mm-hmm.
who was lapsing into cancer, so his autoimmune system was fucked.
Amazing.
His mother,
Oh,
who has an autoimmune issue, and him, who also has an autoimmune issue tied to a blood problem he has.
Oh my
It's like
god.
you walked into this man's
Jesus.
house with no warning that you were experiencing symptoms of a sinus infection or flu or a cold, when you know that all three
Bro.
members of his family that live in that house are more susceptible than the average person.
That is
What the fuck?
quite
pretty
literally
shitty.
grounds to end a friendship.
Yeah, right. It's like, damn.
Like, that is a what the fuck do you think you're doing? Get out of my fucking house and never come back.
Now, like, I will say I am there very much there with people who are sick with respiratory illnesses. I don't get stomach viruses. I don't get other sicknesses. It's just respiratory shit that fucks me up hard. And so it's just like people are like, oh, well, it's just a cold. It's like, I don't fucking care what it just is. It fucks me up.
I love that. It's just a cold. Your cold becomes my bronchitis, bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. Like, there was a period of time, and Max remembers it, where I was so sick with chronic respiratory illness that I would just have a cycle of what's infected, where the sinus infection would cause a bronchitis infection, which
Oh
would cause
my
a pneumonia infection, which would make me in bed enough in an area that's not getting enough ventilation, which would cause another sinus infection.
Yeah, it was a cycle
Motherfucker
of
doom
like
looped.
I want to say that loop lasted for 3 or 4 months for you.
Actually, it's more like 12 months. And then I actually moved out of that place.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately,
because,
it left you with chronic bronchitis as a result, if I remember correctly.
chronic pneumonia.
Oh,
Walking
right.
pneumonia, as it's called.
Just
Joy.
another thing on the checklist for you. My body wants to die, but it won't let it go. It won't let itself go.
Nikki's too
That's,
stubborn to die.
Yeah, more or less. That
Yep.
went on for like another 5 or so years. Now I just have lung scarring,
I
probably.
pretty explicitly remember that you did, when we first met and began interacting regularly online, the walking pneumonia was not a thing you were dealing with.
No, it was not. Nope. It's why I have a chronic cough now. No, it's so like whenever there's dust in the air, it's so bad that people asked if I smoked too much. Back when I didn't smoke. I was like, no. They're like, well, you have a smoker's cough. I'm like, well, fuck me.
I've been told that too. Yep.
Yeah, but sign.
Why
That's
do you
because
have a
you are.
smoker's cough if you don't smoke?
Gratuitous lung damage, that's why.
Ziggy, that's when you look them dead in the eyes. It's probably the lung cancer.
Grandmother passed from simple flu, went from flu to pneumonia to hypoxia. Yeah, no, I mean, that's what happens, right? You know, the flu knocks you down, stresses out your immune system, you get pneumonia because you can't move too much, fluid starts building up, the bacteria starts breeding, and then you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Now, walking pneumonia is... I honestly don't know if it's worse or better than pneumonia. So walking pneumonia basically makes you feel like you want to die for about 2 to 3 times longer than pneumonia lasts, but it won't kill you.
You are not permitted to die, boy.
Hence the walking part of the pneumonia. You are still physically capable of existing, but you just, like, feel like you're suffocating all the time. Yeah. But with pneumonia, that's like you're fucking dice rolling every hour. Is this gonna kill me? Is this gonna kill me? So, I mean, I don't know. And the worst part about walking pneumonia is that some of them basically can go dormant and then reemerge.
So what I'm hearing is you're a RimWorld character with an infection.
Yes. We'll just have to steal some new lungs for me.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. Anyway, so today is Obsidian Day. Well, not Obsidian, Bethesda Day. And so, in honor of Bethesda, we will be reading Elder Scrolls stories. Now, I have been informed reliably by Sign himself that Skyrim was his first Elder Scrolls game.
Yes.
Which is crazy to think about.
That's kind of shocking considering Sign's age.
Yeah, right. You know, he was graduating college when Daggerfall came out.
True.
Wow. Okay. That was my first Elder Scrolls game. That's because I wasn't as heavy into gaming until I hit college, which is when Elder Scrolls Skyrim dropped.
Yeah.
And I was starting to get into PC gaming.
Yep.
So I've got a pretty good excuse. I'm curious what
the
80-year-old's excuse is.
Have a decent PC that could play games reliably
Any consoles?
Until
Any consoles?
About 10 years ago. Consoles? Yeah, I had consoles. I never
PS3, Xbox?
get the games that
Did he install a mod to play it for him? I don't know, Sign, did you install a mod to make it game journal difficulty?
No. I don't play games on game journalist difficulty.
At times it feels like you do.
Yes, you do!
Yeah, and apparently
Bro, you whole ass admit to using God mode and giving yourself shit. You 100% play on game journal difficulty. Fucking, I don't play on game journal difficulty. He says, toggling
Eat
God
shit.
mode on.
What's he turning God mode on in?
Everything.
Not everything. This was in what fucking was it?
You see,
Doesn't
much like
even
an
remember.
8-year-old,
I forget.
Done it too
every
many.
game. When you see much like an
No.
8-year-old when he starts losing at a video game, he hacks in God mode and turns that on to stop losing.
Shut up.
Man, that's
Look, there are some games where it's just fun to go ham like that sometimes, okay?
Yeah, you know what else is really fun? Getting your skill level up to that point so you can feel proud about going ham.
you
Why
know
would I feel
this.
proud about it? I'm doing it to blow off steam.
And find a different game.
No.
I mean, it's your
No.
game as long as you're not doing that in multiplayer situations.
Well,
go
no,
ham,
he's
I guess.
not, no.
Like,
Absolutely
don't sit
not.
there. Don't sit there and get fucking defensive about it. Like, Christ, long form RPGs. If I don't like the combat system based off a demo, I just fucking cheat because I'm there for the story.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I just don't
That's
play
the
the
only-
game.
Who the fuck
I-
cheats at multiplayer though? I mean, you're explicitly there to pit your
Subhuman.
skill
Yeah,
against
it's
their
subhumans, yeah.
skill.
Yeah,
It might
subhumans.
surprise you to know there are dozens, if not hundreds, of websites dedicated to selling multiplayer cheats to people.
Oh my god, it's
That's
hilarious.
That's fucking dumb.
It's
it's
Single
really
player,
sad.
I have no compunctions against cheating with, but multiplayer? Oh no, hell no.
Well, you know, some people are really pathetic, sign, and feel that the only way they can ever feel better about their own skill is if they turn cheats on and kill other people, thereby proving they are better than other people.
Yeah.
Some
This
people have
doesn't
less.
prove you're better.
No. See, but
But
sign.
it does because I triggered them. That means I win. Because
No,
they're mad that I'm
not even that.
cheating.
Oh, my KD is higher than yours, therefore I am better. No, it doesn't matter how I
Unless you
got that high of a KD.
cheated.
Doesn't matter. Not in their minds.
Yeah, what matters is they got it, not how they got it.
Yep.
That's
No, we
so
see that. We
fucking
say it all the time
dumb.
in Dota. It's a very frequent thing in Dota. Whenever someone's doing really bad, they'll just start going for only kills, and they'll kill steal so fucking hard, so they can sit there and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, I have 20 kills." It's like, yeah, because you kill stole and fed for 30 minutes straight.
Instead of playing the objective or playing their role, they did the stupid thing.
My favorite is always when some fucking dipshit starts quoting to me or Atin, you know, while we're playing supports, you know, the characters that aren't supposed to be getting kills. Oh, well, your
Yeah.
KD is 1-4. Yeah, dipshit, because we're
Yeah.
not supposed to be getting kills.
What's that? What's that? I'm 0, 12, and 43?
It's like not taking a healer for your party in a MOBA because the healer doesn't have a high damage parse.
Laughs in
Like-
Final.
That's
By the way, I just want to say, laughs in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's so like when I was doing Battlefield 3 regularly with Sneaky, Ruckus, and Enables.
Oh god.
I always had the lowest KD because I'm not particularly good with first-person shooters, competitive stuff. But you know why my squad was consistently at the top of the board for that stuff?
Aside from me.
I was keeping them alive with ammo resupplies and medic stuff.
I would say,
And I was like,
Max
oh,
was
Yeah.
the most important
Support's
part of
doing
any
support.
successful Battlefield game. The team mom.
Yeah.
Like what did Max do? Max hid behind the corner. Why? Because his teammate just died. Well, then why are you behind the corner? Because they can spawn on me at the front line.
True. Yeah.
Because I've revived him
You are the-
78 times.
You are.
Thank
the
you, Jen.
Yes.
I got a golden Wii wheel. Who cares if I cheated to get it? Yeah, exactly, mate. That's 100% what I've seen. Like, here's the other thing, right? Is I've seen people cheat in single player games and then boast about their record to other people to try and gain like clout, and I knew they cheated.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
what?
No.
That don't make no sense.
Yep.
that's one of those times where it's like, I hope the single player game actually does have a multiplayer component. It's like, oh great, then you won't mind doing a 1v1 with me then, right?
No, I'm on.
And watch them proceed to shit their pants because the game has an actually really good anti-cheat system in place for the multiplayer component.
I mean, you know, just completely unrelated. I will never stop bringing up how I completely dunked my sister's friends because they made fun of me for playing Battlefield. Because they were Call of Duty players. And they're like, oh, Battlefield baby game.
Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
yes.
Having to learn bullet drop makes it a baby game. Meanwhile, I get to play point and click with COD. Nothing against
I'm
COD.
better
Those
than
games
you
are,
because
those
I
games
have
are
hit
fun.
scan.
Yeah, and I went to Nuketown and
I'm
completely
still
fucking dumpstered them.
pissed off at Halo fucking 4 for that. Fuck you, fucking take your
Yeah, they
fucking
hit scan?
horse shit.
Yeah.
Take your hit scan horse shit and shove it up your ass.
I mean, that was some of the
Wow, something sounds
best
better.
shit of Halo 1 through 3, is the fact that bullets actually were a projectile. And
No,
you
Reach had it too.
Reach had hit scan too? I didn't play too
No,
much
no,
of
no, no,
Reach.
no. Reach had real bullets.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I didn't play too much of Reach. So-
But no, it had real projectiles.
Yeah, and the fucking bullets, and ricochets, and oh man, good times, good times.
Oh, okay.
Glad I never played any of them.
Good news. Infinite
No?
did go back to hit scan. That's why the multiplayer felt better to me.
Didn't or did?
It returned to
Bullets.
real bullets.
Right.
It did not have hit scan, which is why the multiplayer felt better to me.
Oh, it's a shame that change is like 8 years too late.
Oh yeah, but listen, it's free. Sometimes I engage in my
Holy
nostalgia.
shit. No, that's fine and all, but the problem is that the multiplayer being the free component means they're not making sales on the game. Because they made the most engaging part of the Halo formula free.
Oh, don't
And
worry,
most
they have
people
battle
don't-
passes and sell you skins.
Yeah, but here's the problem with
Yeah.
that. Most people aren't gonna feel the need to buy those.
Yeah.
They're really not. Because
Yes.
So,
you
gentlemen,
don't
I have grand
Halo
news.
did just fine without custom armor pieces for 2 games, and it was neat in 3, but you didn't see it running around all that much.
The
Say that,
Oblivion
but-
character creator is untouched.
It's ass.
The Oblivion character creator is a
Still
Special
Oblivion character creator. If you
I
look
don't-
at the
I-
post I
I
put in
don't
gaming.
like I don't like seeing the meme of Oblivion face with the realistic textures that Remake has.
oh my god. Oh
I-
god. Okay.
My brain
Okay.
initially ignored when I first saw that picture, like, oh, haha, whatever. And now that it's in a larger format that I can more easily zoom, it's like, oh no.
I remember when you had to earn those skins by being good. Yeah, so some of those were like some of the sickest skins possible. Was like you had to be fucking good at the game. Like, oh
Man.
yeah, beat legendary with all but iron on, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
all but iron on, beat legendary, and it's just like, oh fucking Christ.
Listen. Back in the day when achievements had to actually be achieved. Fuck, man. I remember one of the best days of my life was getting 3 friends together and us completing that god awful highway run in ODST. Listen,
Yep.
it took us most of a day, but we fucking did it.
Yeah. My
That
favorite
highway run
hidden
was
achievement
something else.
was definitely the infection.
Yes.
The achievement that didn't even show up on the achievement list.
Yes.
And you could get it by playing with a Bungie employee. in multiplayer.
Hmm.
And it unlocked a really great armor skin. But yeah, that was the only way to get it. Or you can play with someone who also got it. So there was also that. So it was kind of a multiplicative.
Yeah, but
But-
still.
I can tell you with certainty that with Infinite, the best looking skins are all locked behind pay money.
Well, no shit.
That's
Because-
what
see-
Apollo went
they are
to.
highly
See,
locked.
this exact same thing happened in World of Warcraft. The collectible mania used to be high skill or long hours got you the cool shit. And then
Not
when
anymore.
they started being, you could pay for sets, it started having really cool sets that you could pay for. And that's where all of the cool shit went to, and all of the sets that you got for free by playing the game, even though technically
Look
it's not
ass.
even free because you were paying a fucking subscription. They were ass. And
Mhm.
so it really devalued your time. And look, I'm aware I'm talking about collecting fucking digital colors for your digital character in a digital game that has no relevancy. But everyone's got their fucking hobbies. We don't make fun of people who cut wood. Don't make fun of people whose hobby is collecting skins in WoW. They both accomplish the same thing at the end of the day.
Sure, yeah.
Well,
And, you
sort
know,
of.
as long as it's not consuming their life.
I mean, well, it
Yeah.
kind of, but the
Yeah.
woodworker also gets to physically hold his stuff in hand. So
Right.
They
there's
also
that
sell
But-
stuff
aspect of it.
and make a profit.
But the WoW
be
skin
fair-
collector gets to show off his hard work, and that's effectively to the brain the same thing.
True. Brain reward
It,
system.
it,
don't
it's
care.
it's like in Minecraft showing off the cool fucking whatever the fuck you just built to your friends. It's like, yeah, technically this is all digital, but you put time
I
and
built
effort
it and
into
it's
it,
cool.
and it's
Fuck
cool.
you.
Yeah.
My thing was usually, hey guys, I got rid of the mountain that was blocking Trios' sunset view. In normal mode.
Fucking
Just-
Max settles in a swamp. Rob and I build a giant spiky factory right next to the swamp. Flatten
Yeah.
the entire swamp except around Max's house. And his house is just now a small, little tiny swamp section in the middle of a giant flat field.
I was shocked to wake up and be like, oh, I should check on the server. Everything should have been running. And it's like, uh-oh.
Oh
my
my
goodness,
what
man,
did you
I-
do?
He just opens the door, and actually, we've spent so much iron. It was this giant, spiky fortress.
It was over the course of one night. I logged off at like 10 o'clock, woke up at 8. And it's like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, he went
course.
to bed, and all we had was like a flat little workshop area. It didn't even have any walls or anything up yet.
Yeah. Although, there was a little bit of a karmic feedback to them because I was focusing on the magical parts of that mod pack.
wisps.
And I remember you sending me something to Rob like, yo, you got these weird little lightning balls, they keep killing us. Because I'd
Yeah.
accidentally had magic leakage that resulted in a spawn zone for wisps.
Bro, fucking Max is underplaying it. He had magical Chernobyl happen.
No, hang on. Nothing exploded, first off. Second, I contained
Chernobyl
it.
didn't
I
explode.
contained it with like 200 blocks of glass.
Max,
Made
it
a
was
giant
80
dome.
wisps. They shot lightning.
They were contained after the initial outbreak.
Fucking
complaining about
Rob and
space.
I are over here in power armor with crossbows trying to shoot these fuckers down, getting zapped.
I don't know what you're complaining about. They sound friend-shaped.
And we were just like,
Right?
where are they coming from? And we look over at Max's house, and it's just a fucking horde of wisps flooding out of the aura node. And we're like, oh.
That that I hadn't realized was building over my property until the wisp outbreak.
Yeah, I didn't realize Chernobyl was going to explode until it did.
I think the best part is, like, I really did contain it with nothing but glass, so there's just a giant
did,
glass
yeah.
dome around it. And while they had initially struggled, I would walk in there in whatever the magical armor was and just start swinging a diamond sword to collect components and then walk back out the normal wooden door.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they
Storming
can't
them.
break through it. They can't break or phase through anything.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, then they're pretty
That's not.
shitty wisps.
I don't know. They hit pretty fucking hard.
No,
So,
listen,
Phoenix,
it
it's
doesn't
really
count as a wisp unless it can harvest wood for me.
True.
I don't.
Phoenix, it's really funny you say that because actually the Horse Armor DLC is free, but it gets even better because they're selling a second Horse Armor DLC.
True.
For 10 extra
That's,
dollars.
Oblivion.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's not just, hey, go pick up your Horse Armor. It's actually like a whole quest chain. So I'll give them that.
It also includes quests for May runes and somebody else.
Akatosh, I believe.
Yeah. But like,
I
it's
mean-
not just.
Yeah, I mean that's still stupid. Like, counterpoint, that should just be in the base game because the files are already there. You're
Oh,
literally just
oh,
getting it unlocked
absolutely.
key. It's the fucking Street Fighter 4 DLC already on disc fiasco all over again.
Oh,
where
God,
people
yeah.
have become so fucking desensitized to it. It's like, why bother raging about it any longer?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of just like the problem is, like, they actually did studies on this. It comes out to around 17% of people who engage in a property, whether that's a game, movie, or etc., actually go on to pursue more content of that property. Whether that's YouTube videos, DeviantArt pictures, Twitter. I mean, Twitter's probably a little bit more. I think Twitter would skew it these days into like a 30% or 40% at this point. But we're talking about the more serious people of the fandom. Only 17% of people actually lock into a fandom, right? And the problem with that is that like 70% buy the DLC and shit. Like a vast majority buy the DLC. And so if 10% of a fandom is saying, don't buy the DLC, guys, they're just trying to, make us pay more for stuff we should already have in the game. Which, not entirely wrong. Sometimes, Shivering Isles, that's a completely valid DLC. I had no regrets buying that. But
Did they include Shivering Isles in the base, or are we?
oh yeah, all DLC from the previous game are included, free. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's $10 cheaper.
I'm actually shocked.
Yeah. But it's like you're never gonna convince the majority of people to not do something retarded. Unfortunately. Because you're never going to even reach them. It's not even a case of you not being able to convince them. It's a case of you're never going to reach them. You could make 1,000 videos. 10,000 creators could make 1,000 videos about every reason in the entire dictionary as to why you shouldn't buy this DLC they're putting out. And only 10%, 20% of people will ever see those videos.
Because people are stupid. Anyway, we're here to read about Spydar Poison Blood.
Well, hopefully we don't see him again, but he might show up.
Oh yeah, I decided to look up our old friend Spider Poison Blood, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I can't find Spider Poison Blood, but I can find Spider Poison Blood from Spider's Frost 04. Yeah, the last update they had was February of 2023 apparently, when they decided to shove their Dragonborn into My Hero Academia.
Of
Oh,
course they did.
Oh.
Why wouldn't they?
Because they have shame. Oh wait, no, they don't.
No,
clearly
they don't. That's a silly thing to say. Anyway, I'm so glad Gutterborn Dragon is our story for the night,
Oh my god.
That sounds
which
bad.
I am sure will have absolutely high-class content in it. Oh, yeah, I put it in the right place. A impoverished Imperial discovers their destiny as the Dragonborn and struggles with the political ramifications of his existence. Not really sure what kind of political ramifications can really exist for the Dragonborn, and, you know, because you're kind of like the Emperor, so you kind of... You are the political ramifications?
Right? You are the consequences inflicted upon someone else.
Wow. Guys, I wonder if this is an AI.
Why?
Jack.Daisy says, a compelling journey that blends heart, conflict, and creativity. This story captures the spirit of characters while delivering fresh, engaging twist on an original universe. I wonder if that's AI.
That
So-
sounds like one of those AIs that tries to get you to buy their art.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that seeing as this story was uploaded 2 hours ago and the review was 2 hours ago, that seems pretty likely.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow,
Yeah,
that
hello,
sucks.
my name is Daisy. My pseudonym is Juan. I am professional comic manga artist. You should contact me at this website and pay me
Yep.
to draw your stuff.
Called it.
Yeah, and they apparently favorite and follow every story they leave a review on.
Yep, that follows the real first name, last name scheme that all of them are using these days. How many people are falling for that? That they
Dear
haven't figured out,
God. That's a whole ass wall of text. That's a great wall of text.
It's not that big a wall of text.
Mix.
Oh, I forgot your shit's zoomed in, so it looks worse than it actually is to a normal person.
Exactly.
Well, if you're gonna give wall of text, I'll take it, but
No, I'm giving it. Yeah.
of course, Sign giving us that free L at the start of the stream.
Gotta love it,
welcome.
Shine. Oh, wait, hold on. We gotta play the song for him. The song of his people.
Eat shit.
Let me go grab it.
Did we have anything other than wall of text and my L?
The song of its people. Oh, good. You're just gonna keep that on lock as well. I love that. I'm sure
I
this
hate
won't.
you.
I'm sure this won't be beaten to death within 3 weeks or anything.
I mean, that really depends on Signs L's.
I even took the. Yeah, no.
I am
By the way, dude-
inspired by the miraculous release of the Oblivion remaster. Well, I hope you uninspire yourself really quickly.
Huh.
I decided to publish something that was sitting in my drafts. Well, it should have sat there longer. I hope you all enjoy it. If you did, please let me know.
We didn't.
We didn't. Aurelian surveyed the spot he has chosen. It was quite nice little corner of Green Emperor Way, shaded by statue of Talos that elves had defaced in the war. It was protected from sight by main path through the acres of parkland by thick hedge that was originally cut in shape of long-dead Akavari potentate that had, after years of neglectful guarding, resembled nothing more than thick sausage bent at peculiar angle. Aurelian's favorite thing about the spot that he had chosen underneath the tree was that he knew he would have plenty of options to get away if handoff went poorly. He remembered what Herald would say about relying too much on plan go well.
Would he say
Plans like
Roundhouse
playing
kick,
card, you can't rely on thing go your way. Aurelian
Okay.
decided to check his gear one last time before he settled into wait just in case old time was right. His rapier and dagger were old well used, but he made sure to sharpen and oil them every night. They were sharpen them every night? This man doesn't
You
know
don't
how sharpening
sharpen
works.
shit every night.
You also don't oil it every night.
Well, if you've had it out for anything and exposed to anything and wiped the current oil on it off,
Sure,
then
well
you
then
might.
then you would oil it, but like you wouldn't.
If you have it in the sheath, or I'm not
it's
using
fine.
it, then you don't need
Yeah.
to do the entire thing.
Yeah, leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah. Anyway, they were only thing he had ever gotten from his father after all, long rugged good looks. His battered third or fourth hand letter were also decent condition as was possible. Fourth hand leather armor.
Clearly,
yeah,
he's
handed
been
down
train-
4 times.
Yeah, he's clearly just been training his hand to hand on his leather armor, don't you know?
God
Right, but
damn it.
sign you.
Yeah, and it's
I'm going
training
to
up both
ignore.
skills.
It's true. I honestly hate leather armor. I love the look of it, don't get me wrong, but I hate that D&D popularized it because leather armor isn't.
Well,
Hmm.
no, hang on. Leather armor does serve a purpose, and that's to prevent small cuts and lacerations. It will not save you from getting bashed in or hit with a spear or hit with something fucking huge. But if somebody's, poking at you with a knife, yeah, that'll save your life.
Isn't it mostly just to prevent you from like getting infected with a fatal wound because something grazed you? And it's
Yeah,
like, oh yeah,
exactly.
Okay, yeah, but
it's
that's
dexterous.
yes,
It's better
but
than nothing.
Of course, it's better than nothing.
obviously, I didn't say it was you should just might as well go naked. My point is that it's not armor. It's not an object that you put on expecting to save you from someone swinging a sword at you. A Gambinson actually does that, by the way. Even though it's just cloth. A Gambinson actually does protect you from a sword swing.
Yep.
A sword swing, but a sword swing.
Yes, Gambisons are good.
Leather armor doesn't even do that. Because leather, you have two options with leather. You can have plate-treated leather, which, yes, thank you. Shadiversity, excellent.
Yeah, that's Shadiversity.
You can have plate-treated leather, and it will work similar to some of the lighter armors like Gammonson, but plate-treated leather effectively loses all of the benefits of using leather because it's hard, it's stiff, it doesn't bend. It's you might as and the amount of effort that it goes into getting plate treated leather, you might as well have just purchased actual fucking armor because it's cheaper.
Bought ring mail or something.
No, ring.
Ring mail was expensive.
Ring mail,
ring mail
that you
was super
produced an
expensive.
average of what? Was it one chain mail per year? Something like that?
It was a small amount.
Yeah, I think
Not surprising.
it took them, it took the Lord of the Rings people, was it several months to produce 7 chainmails or something like that?
Yeah,
What-
and they reused a lot of them.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
also
because we're
rubbed
a
their
mage
fingers
key.
off doing it.
Well, I was gonna say, basically, that's why chainmail was considered like an heirloom, because it's just like, this is your father's chainmail. We protected it for a long time. Why? Was it really good? Oh yeah,
Yes.
and there's also only like 3 of them in the kingdom.
It was
Well,
also fucking
no,
expensive, so
not 3.
you
It was
better show your
expensive due to
appreciation.
labor.
Well,
But
Yes.
I'm generalizing when I say 3, Sneaky.
yes. But typically people were just issued Gambensons. And they were good. They worked. And now, admittedly, yeah, you might, honor someone by giving them chainmail. But in reality, chainmail worked best when you paired it with plate, because chainmail's one weakness,
Yes.
piercing attacks, was mitigated by plate, which is resistant to most piercing attacks.
Most. Yeah.
And so, it's like a tiered armor system, and leather isn't there. Like, yeah, it might be like an underlayer, it might be a PPE layer, it might be a fashion layer, but it's not armor. You're not like leather that isn't treated to be plate is going to be cut just as well as your skin is.
I mean, I think it could be said that a lot of leather armor probably has something like a gambeson under it, and that leather is just to
Yep.
help with the other parts of fighting alongside getting stabbed.
Well, you would actually probably wear the gambeson over the leather armor, because the gambeson's usually not fit to size, and like you wouldn't. Wearing leather over a gambeson, like that's like, I mean, I guess if you're trying to make a fashion statement, but I just don't see it. Because again, the point of leather isn't to protect you from a sword swing; it's to protect you from the bushes cutting you up when you go to reach inside them. Um, it's to protect you from, maybe a snake bite, maybe.
Well, what, you don't fight a lot of snake cultists, Sneaky?
Yes.
Alright, so what you're saying is your leather would have been more like your average, everyday, going from place to place wear, because you don't wear your full plate mail every fucking day. You don't just get up in the morning and put that on.
Oh well,
you,
yeah,
uh,
well,
No, you know you're going into battle, and the morning before you have somebody help you into your plate mail,
yeah.
but you don't wear it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and your chain would also be typically reserved strictly for battle, due to,
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty fucking heavy, it's loud, it's obnoxious, you have to keep it oiled. Generally just, it's
Also,
bitch to clean.
there's the risk of damaging it just from wearing it and use.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, typically speaking, you would be looking at more of a gammonson, maybe leather armor mixed with like, a porpent. How the fuck do you pronounce that? Basically a
I don't
tabard.
know what you're talking about.
It's like a tabard sort of thing, yeah. Depending on your class, of course. I mean, the average like fucking peasant back then would be wearing cloth,
Nothing.
cotton.
The clothes on
Cotton,
their back.
yeah.
Good old
Nothing
cotton
special.
wool.
Yeah. Gammonson,
Shit,
maybe.
no, that wouldn't be cotton. That would be wool. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what we're talking about. I mean, 1600s. That was still.
Cotton is way more labor intensive and expensive than wool. it was generally
Sure,
used
sure.
by the nobles because it's
Flax,
also
linen, wool.
softer
Yeah, there we go. Flax.
wool.
Yeah.
Yeah, flax or
I thought
wool.
I thought flax was harder to deal with than cotton for both growing and
Yeah, but it's more
working
prevalent
with.
in
Flax
in
grows
areas.
in a lot more places.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
back
flax
in
was
the
not as
olden days.
finicky.
Probably be mostly wool
Cotton.
then.
Well, I mean,
Cotton
it's
requires
kind of a
lot
mixed
of
bag,
attention.
right?
Wool's
You know,
like so much easier to work with.
Wool's easier to work with, sure, but you have to have sheep. You have to have places to store the sheep. You have to have places to feed the sheep. You have to have
Okay.
the money
Yeah,
to buy the
they're
sheep in
called-
the first place.
They're
Well,
called farms, Sneaky.
Yeah,
They're
I
these
feel like
magical
sheep.
places where you keep your
I-
sheep.
Farms don't
I
exist.
feel like
Stop
the
lying.
sheep would be a lot easier to care for than the flax, because sheep are pretty much.
Yeah, you let them
They
out
last
in
a
the
while.
field and they
You get
Here's the problem.
so many-
Sheep are
you
pretty
get-
stupid. You gotta
you
spend
get
a
a-
lot of time
True.
and effort watching them, and
That's
then
what a
well,
sheepdog is for.
Yes.
Okay, so
hang
you have
on.
you get a sheepdog, or you get 2 shepherds, or more,
Not
depending on the
everywhere.
size of the
Or
flock.
both.
And regardless of that, they might be stupid, but they're not suicidally stupid.
Yes, they are.
Right.
Oh, yes, they
The
are.
no, sheep today are, but like that's after
Sheep of today.
a few
The
hun-
sheep was
that's after a few
smarter
more
than that.
hundred. That's after a few more hundred years of domesticated evolution.
It was efforts of
Today's
Big
sheep are
Cotton.
fucking stupid.
They're
Yeah,
trying
well-
to sabotage our sheep. They're making them stupider. They're putting chemicals in the water that make our sheep
The
stupid.
sheep gay.
Yeah,
And
but
the last
you're
thing
also
is,
gonna get several years of wool out of one flock of sheep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Oh, yeah,
sure, absolutely, yeah,
absolutely.
Like-
totally.
the amount of effort it takes to correctly harvest wool and not hurt the sheep is the last thing.
Well, I mean,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
obviously you're doing with clippers instead.
Okay,
Yeah.
do we have anyone? Do any of us know anyone on call that could tell us, is it harder to work with flax or wool?
Oh.
Uh,
Anybody who
making
actually
stuff
works
is no.
Technically
with
speaking,
flax?
we're all talking out of our ass. Technically
True.
speaking, because none of us are.
Sure.
well, I
remotely
don't know
approaching
about
experts
sheep,
in this.
right? I do know some people that dealt with hemp. No, not just for weed, but also
That's-
hemp weaving for fabric.
Yeah, but that's not
Um,
quite the same. Like,
Yeah, it's
again,
not
It's
flax.
not-
I'm
I thought
aware.
flax was. I heard somewhere a while ago that flax is much harder to work with than, say, wool.
Let's
hemp
ask
or
the
cotton.
almighty Chat GPT.
No.
Surely
God.
the robot
That's
will
a
not lie
mistake.
to us.
I hate you.
Especially after we say please.
Almighty
I-
robot.
I
Okay,
hate you so
Mechanicus.
much, Sneaky. I'm not gonna take ChatGPT's word for this because I'm never going to let people live down the times where AI was saying, if you want to take care of your pet, feed it glue.
It'll never
Oh, no.
eat again. What an amazing pet hack.
Remember, it also did the whole, oh, you want to save money on your taxes. Well, here's the simple trick is you just commit tax fraud. It's easy.
Have you
True.
considered tax fraud?
Yes.
No, but I'm not sure you should be considering that either. Jim, was it Gemini that was saying that?
Yeah, I think it was.
Gemini. It was Microsoft's. No,
How
it
to
wasn't
save money
Gemini,
on taxes,
It was
commit tax
Microsoft's,
fraud.
whatever there is.
I don't fucking know what theirs is. I just know I'm getting
All
tired
right,
of AI.
we
being
have
everywhere and
asked
we're-
the almighty Chat
No.
GPT.
No,
It is
you're
giving
bad.
me 2 responses.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The age-old debate of flax versus wool. Interesting.
What do you mean age? Wait, hold up.
I mean,
Hang on a
technically,
minute.
yes.
Are we
but
not the
that
first
is-
person to ask this question?
No, actually, no.
Why-
We're not, because that would be a...
Apparently, this has been a
Upcoming
long,
debate.
ongoing question with a number of YouTube videos debating it.
This is apparently ages old.
Yeah. That I'm
Sorry.
not surprised.
I'm now just imagining a fucking just. I want a fucking sitcom now of the sheep farmer versus the flax farmer, arguing about which one's better and easier to work with.
Fuck you! No,
Hey,
fuck
that
you!
actually sounds interesting.
All right, let's see. So wool,
Mhm.
fleece the fabric, okay. Shearing, skirting, scouring, carding, spinning, okay. Steps are straightforward, can be accomplished with minimal equipment. The process is less labor intensive compared to flax, making wool a more accessible option. Flax to linen, harvesting, rippling, retting, breaking, scratching, hacking, spinning. Each step requires attention, specific conditions, and can be challenging to manage without higher quality tools. While both flax and linen can be processed into a cloth product, wool is considered generally easier and less labor intensive from zero. Its processing steps are fewer, request less specialized equipment, and make it a more straightforward cloth production process.
But does
There we
it
go.
say anything about like getting the wool off the sheep, or is it just talking about
I think it's
turning?
probably one. We needed sources.
Well,
Does
Well,
ChatGPT
yeah.
give us sources?
yeah. So
Two,
the first source is the
presumably.
ultimate guide to processing wool.
Okay.
That does not reassure me.
All right.
It's
by
a
the way, I would.
long-running magazine.
Oh,
Oh,
huh?
okay. Okay.
About knitting.
It's a magazine?
Hang on. I have to see if this is real.
What was it? The Ultimate Guide to Wool? You said?
Ultimate guide to processing wool.
Okay. Also, presumably, Atin, getting the wool would presumably be included in the process of turning it from wool to cloth.
Okay.
Presumably.
I'm not seeing this as a magazine. ChatGPT. I see something called Spin-off Magazine.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ultimate
saying.
free guide to processing wool to make wool roving. Ah, I see. Okay. Now I understand. Yeah, okay, this spin-off thing is real.
Yeah,
I can link this in the chat if anybody wants, but I don't think we will.
Yeah, no, it's real. And then the flax,
I'm probably gonna have
the
to
flax
learn
citation
about
is
that.
linen.com.
I'm sorry, is what? It's what?
I like how much more straightforward that one is.
Linen.com.
Linen.com.
Linen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flax the linen. That's its source.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it provided sources. I'm not sure how we all feel about said sources, but it did provide them.
The sources exist.
I mean, if there's also this, it also cited this. It's
Anyway.
citing Maine Museum.
Maine isn't real. They don't count as a source.
No, Rhode Island isn't real.
Maine isn't real. Okay.
Says the man from New Jersey.
Rhode
Yeah,
Island
okay,
is
well, hold on.
two
Rhode
states that
Island
could
is a
go.
psyop, okay?
Yes.
Is it really
I know.
though?
Yes.
Rhode Island is a psyop by New York to make Bostonians feel better.
I thought it was something made by the Malkavians to make the Brujah feel better.
That too.
Everyone knows that there isn't anything outside of Boston. Massachusetts doesn't exist.
Thank you, Todd
Massachusetts
Howard.
doesn't exist.
Massachusetts isn't real. Can't hurt you.
This man is Todd Howard. Do not buy his game.
This man is Hod Towered.
Indeed, Hod Tower.
I am Hod Towered. I am playing the new Oblivion remaster. You should buy it too, Anon.
But
I'm a
yeah,
totally
so
real human.
point being, leather armor isn't real. Okay.
It can
Now,
in fact hurt
you could make it. We could make it real today.
It's
It
still not
will
be
in fact
great.
hurt you. But anyway. Also, the other issue is when you're comparing a Gambinson to leather armor, is you can restuff a Gambinson and resew it. If your leather armor gets cut, you can't, like, restitch that.
Yeah, there's no fixing that shit.
Like, yeah, sure,
Yeah, it's kinda
technically,
fucked.
you can sew it with some leather thread, but that just adds another gap in the leather and adds more structural frailty to the whole thing. And isn't gonna do anything if someone stabs you there. It's just gonna cut through
But
the
what
thread.
if you patched it with leather over your leather?
Yeah, you realize
bro.
how
You just
stupid that
patch it.
sounded.
We heard you. We heard you like leather, so we put leather in your leather, so you can leather your
Yes,
leather.
we put leather in your leather.
Anyway, so let's get back to this fucking dog ass story. Jesus Christ, it's just fucking walls of text. Okay,
Don't you like wall of text, Ed boy?
alright, so,
No.
Life has many walls, Ed boy.
they must have been made for a man
All
with
of
a
them are
much
invisible.
larger frame than him, or maybe they belonged to a dead orc mercenary because they hung loose on him. Why the fuck would you wear it then? Loose armor is almost worse than bad armor.
Unless
No,
it's
it is
the-
actually worse than that armor.
Well, see, the thing is,
Unless
it gave
it
him
is-
+2 to his dexterity score.
Shut up.
Well, no, there is armor that is explicitly made to be a little loose.
Gammonson.
intentionally. Yes.
Yeah.
This
Jane.
is supposedly a
finish what you're
piece. This
saying?
is a piece of fitted leather. It is not meant to be loose.
Yeah, the fitted leather is
Loose?
fitted. It's in the name. It's fucking fitted.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. My
not
fitted
meant to be
leather,
as loose
my
as Sign's
fitted
mother.
leather. I need alcohol.
Are you sure you haven't had too much alcohol?
Haven't had fucking enough to deal with this fucking bullshit.
This
Well,
person
maybe
is
you
just
shouldn't have
wrong.
picked this section today of all days.
That is
But that's
why I
why we
picked
did
this
it.
section today of all
Yeah.
days.
There's a
As
It's
was
not
stated
often-
at the very start.
It's not very often that we
mistake.
get to have a shadow drop of a game on the same day as a podcast
True.
in a subject that
Fair.
several people do know about and enjoy.
I don't. But that's fine.
Is that
Then
an
I
Elder
guess you're not
Scrolls
part of
game?
that several people then.
Yes, I'm not. And that is fine.
Is it an Elder Scrolls game? Shadow dropping directly into your kitchen? Yes. Can I see it?
At
May
this
I
time
see
of
it?
year?
No. At the same time as a podcast? Yes.
Located solely within your kitchen?
yes.
Yes. Steam dams. All right. Yeah. Not losing pounds on this one. All right. Blah blah. Aurelian was not overly confident of them stopping much more than an errant dagger. Okay, so at least he knows that. Lastly, he held the item that caused that caused this trouble. He had been scavenging in the ruins of some old man. Fucking hell!
Sneaky ever heard dying?
Cough it up or die already.
Ah, yes.
Sheep can't. Sheep can't flip. Today I learned.
Mhm.
Huh?
LeMay. They posted a video.
Good for the sheep, I guess?
It can't flip.
It cannot.
That sounds like a goddamn skill issue for the sheep.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you survive this long?
Human intervention.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Pretty much.
It branched off from goats. Probably.
goats
Probably.
are the real psyop.
Pretty sure goats are aliens.
I would not be surprised given goat.
Fucking weird ass eyes.
Those eyes have seen things.
That reminds me of that fucking. I hope it was a fucking meme. Where someone was like, yeah, so we have 7 goats. Goes up to the window. There's a black goat. There's a black goat among the 7 white goats. And he's like, yeah. I don't know when he showed up. He just did. We don't own him. And then it stands up on its hind legs and looks into the window. Just in the middle of the field.
Oh no.
And the guy's just like, yep,
It does that.
I don't like it.
Understandable.
And then bro's like, I don't like it, sips on beer.
Don't like it. Goat's unnatural.
Pretty sure that thing's Satan.
Have you considered killing it?
Very certain it's Satan. Not gonna risk it.
Yeah, don't want to
Yeah,
piss it off if it is Satan.
Yeah, what if it
You're
is
just gonna
Satan?
let the- So you're just gonna let the demon goat sit in your backyard and not question that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's not doing anything to you, it's
If that
just
demon
chilling.
goat, if that demon goat doesn't bother me, I'm not gonna bother him.
Satan's on vacation. Let him enjoy himself as a goat.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yep.
Flip it.
What if you shoot the goat and then, like, it curses you to have, like, a car crash into your house and explode? You don't know.
Yeah, fuck that.
Could happen.
It curses you to have additional goats in your life.
Yeah, you know.
That
It
would be
curses you to
hell.
have all of your goats learn how to open the door.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, Goats opening your door still isn't as bad as someone owning the panther that can open doors.
True.
You all saw that video, right?
Nope.
No.
Yes.
Anyway,
With the Panther?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fucking cats, man. Anyway, let's see here. Aurelian had been hoping to find some jewelry or something he could sell, but instead he found some old shield decorated with sigil of sword wrapped in thorns. Obvious even to his incredibly rudimentary magical education, it was potently magical. So he decided
As
done
opposed
the
to
obvious and
impotently
brought it.
magical?
Yes.
Yes, as opposed to.
So he done the
Sneaky,
obvious.
What's an impotent magical sword look like?
Sword of +1 fire damage.
No.
Gonna elaborate?
Hang on.
Yes, thank you, sign. I got mine out of a Cracker Jack box. My favorite part is they did do as far as I'm aware, they did do a partnership with Cracker Jack to put Spaceballs rings in
the Cracker Jack box.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is so stupid, and I love it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah. So he'd done the obvious and brought it back to the city to try and sell it. Somebody must have told the Inderis family what he was trying to do. Apparently, it was some sort of family heirloom from when they used to be Counts of Cheydinhal. He'd heard they were looking for him, so he figured he would try and cut a deal, sending them a letter offering them to sell the shield for 1,000 septims at this spot in Green Emperor Way.
Why the fuck would you go? Oh, you're fucking stupid. You're stupid, and you deserve everything that's about to happen to you.
Hey, I broke into your old home and stole your family heirloom.
I mean, if this is Cyrodiil, then it's probably.
I
just
will
gonna
sell it
be-
to you for $1,000.
Yeah.
If you want to pay me $1,000 for your ancient family heirloom, meet me in this alleyway.
To be fair, there's enough lead in the water that someone might take that. It is Cyrodiil.
Like,
A fraulish plan. Strong Arm, one of the most vicious criminal families in the Imperial City. Aurelian thought to himself. The truth was he was desperate. 1,000 septims would be enough for him to leave this divine's damned rat hole of a city. Head up to Sentinel or Daggerfall, somewhere he could start again away from the filth and scars of war.
Bro,
I can do it.
you do not need 1,000 septims to move. Bro, the fanciest fucking house in the game in Solitude, the capital city of Skyrim. How many septims is that? Isn't it like 5,000? Like, just
Yeah.
the base house?
Yeah. Something like that. No one bought it.
Well, why would you need to buy a house in Skyrim?
I
Especially
could
'cause
just
you're given
kill
one.
people and move it. Okay, I'm sorry. It is 25,000 septims
Alright, there you go.
for the one in Solitude. But like the other basic bitch houses are like a few thousand septims. Like, I know there's at least one that's like 5,000. You have
Well,
one
here's the
fifth of a
thing, right?
house.
So, like, not only that, though, here's the thing, right? Before Elder Scrolls standardized gold, because gold previously was coinage in older games. Specifically Morrowind, I should say. It was coinage.
Yeah.
And so, like, you had, like, copper septums and silver septums and gold septums. And so... Can you stop grunting into the mic?
Sorry, I'm trying to blow my nose over here. Sorry.
So mute yourself,
I thought I did.
you barbarian.
And so it's like, and then not only that, like Morrowind had its own coinage. Skyrim had its own coinage. Cyrodiil had its own coinage, etc., etc. And they were each worth varying amounts of money depending on that region's wealth.
And you know how much they cut their coin.
Exactly. So 25,000 septums would probably have been more like 250 gold septums. Or somewhere in that range. And this is just a clear sign of someone who's only ever played the game. Who's only ever looked at septums as that number. You know, that pointless number that doesn't really matter in Elder Scrolls games, because in Elder Scrolls games, either you don't have enough money or you have too much money.
Amazing.
That's how it goes. You're either at the part where you don't have the money to buy the things you want, or you're at the part where you have all of the money ever and it doesn't matter what you're buying.
This ancient relic costs 7 billion whatever.
So, I recognize they're a game player, and they don't know lore, but I feel like Elder Scrolls is one of those games, series, that not knowing lore kind of detracts from my ability to enjoy your story. Because the lore is a lot crazier than what you can do in the game. And if you have a character stand there and be like, oh, well, I can't do X, and the only reason why you're having the character say they can't do X is because in the game it doesn't work like that, and in the lore it does, it's like, okay, alright. It's like that one story we made fun of where the undead got summoned into Familiar of Zero, and like they had weapon sets, and like the weapons just floated on their back, and it was kind of just like, okay, all right. It's like, if you do it in a like cracky way, I can tolerate it. If you do it, I don't get me wrong, I've read a lot of stories that took place in Oblivion where the lore was barely touched. But on top of the lore barely being touched, the author never went out of bounds of the lore needing to be touched on. They never brought up money, really. Like, because the lore was all, because the story was all this character arc stuff. Like, the characters are going on adventures, and, you know, they went and bought something, but they just exchanged money. It didn't say, like, oh, it was exactly 1,300 gold septums, like, right? Like, they just said, oh, yeah, they exchanged money with the merchant, they bought the item, blah, blah, blah. They sold some of this stuff, they bought some of this stuff. And so they never touched on the economy. They never touched on magic, really. It was a very low magic story. It was still a good story, because it never screamed at you that the author has only ever played the game. and never read any of the books inside the game. Because it's not just like, oh, well, you didn't read the extended universe. It's like, no, there is like 338 books inside the game. That's where all of the lore comes from. And sure, yeah, they're not like 100-page books, but they are like, 20 to 50-page books. Like they're not insignificant in their page count for the content they have. So, if you do write Elder Scrolls stories, I feel like they kind of have to recognize that they don't know what they don't know. Because otherwise you look like this fucking retard who doesn't understand leather armor, who doesn't understand oiling and sharpening, who who doesn't understand the economy, but has proceeded to make the last several paragraphs about all of those things. Which is why I award this author the auspicious author knows nothing.
Woo!
Yay.
I can do this, just be calm and confident, blah blah
Oh, yeah,
blah,
okay.
waiting, blah blah blah, no one gives a shit, my, quite a hidey hole, with rich Nibonese, blah blah blah, red eyes, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah, he's very rich looking, blah blah blah, dark elves are tough to read because of their facial expression.
Oh, I think Sneaky. Do we have racism?
No, we don't have racism. Noah.
I was gonna make the joke, but I'd rather not.
Yes, don't.
That's why I didn't make it.
Just remember, elves aren't people, so you can't be racist against them.
True.
Dunmer especially true.
What? The elves want to be people, Sneaky.
Yep.
The
Well, too
elves
bad
don't
they
deserve
can't
to be
be.
people, so say Penal White Strike, glory to his name.
Blah blah blah. Family property. Can I have it? Oh, you have my gold. Buy the 8. Show him. They actually brought the money. Holy shit. He reached for the sack, pulled out the shield, blah blah blah, give him money, give me the shield. It's like you don't trust us, you're a gutter rat, you're making me irritated, services rendered, you stole from my home. Look, just give me the money, we can put down the shield, we'll all walk away happy. No, actually, I came here to kick the shit out of you and take your shit. Kill him.
I mean, yes, obviously.
Molag's balls. Aurelian cursed.
Molag these nuts. I'm mad at
I don't
Molag
know.
Ball.
I
Sneaky,
feel
Molag Ball enters a COD chat. How many different ball jokes can we make out of his name?
Too many. I don't know. I kind of feel like mocking the god of rape is a bad long-term goal.
Counterpoint. If he has already appeared before me, I'm already fucked.
Yes,
Literally
but
and metaphorically. So I might
and
as well make
spiritually.
some bad jokes.
Yes, yeah, no, I'm talking more about this character right here who is cursing Molag's balls.
Fair.
I personally probably would not be involving a sexual organ of the god of rape in a curse. Not the least to mention, calling out their name gains their attention. Now, sure, random pissant number 9327 saying Molag's name once probably would not gain his attention. But if this is a common curse of like something bad happens and I'm gonna say Molag's balls, yeah, I think he's gonna start paying attention and he's gonna start sending his rape Daedra to go rape you. Because he's the god of rape.
Now,
Just want to make
in
that clear.
in fairness, that may keep you from being murdered by having a Daedra show up, who kills everyone and then does what he wants with you, and you specifically are kept alive.
Yes, but see, the problem there is you're typically going to die to the rape, and then your soul is going to get
That sounds
captured
like a skill issue.
and taken to Molag Bal's realm, so you can then get raped for eternity.
Yes.
So, still, again, probably not a great plan.
Not your best idea there, kids.
And so I'm not so much saying this specific character cursing Molag's balls is stupid. I'm saying in general, society probably wouldn't be invoking Molag, especially his sexual organs, as
Yeah.
a generic swear.
I would be far more comfortable saying, like, Meridia's tits, because she's probably not going to show up and murder me.
Probably. Yes.
Now, if she's had a really bad day, maybe you're still going to get got, but that's the risk you take making any Daedra a curse. Or
Exactly.
Aedra.
Yeah, well, I mean, Aedra probably aren't going to smite you. They're generally smiteless. Now, their followers, on the other hand, might kick the shit out of you.
Lethally.
Yeah. But on top of that, it's like saying Sheo Gorath, damn it. It's like you're really inviting the Prince of Madness into this discussion.
I can see now. By Shagarath's shaggy balls, could this get any worse? Shagarath shows up.
You rang?
It's funny you
Cheese?
say that.
Can I offer you an egg in this trying time? Takes egg. Bites egg.
It's a
Oh.
bomb!
It's made of
It's a
cheese.
pipe bomb.
You underestimate white women horny? No. No. Shockingly, actually, being a woman and invoking Molag is possibly the worst thing you can do in the Elder Scrolls universe.
Yeah, it really is one of the dumbest decisions you can make.
Because if you're a woman who is a virgin and you invoke Molag, he's
he is
not
showing
sending.
up.
Yeah, he's not sending his Daedra to go get you. He's showing up to come get you. And you are going to be his personal cock sleeve until your mind breaks.
And then he'll probably use you for another few years.
And then he'll probably put your mind back together just so he can torture you more. Yeah, no, this is like it's like not even the most desperate horny woman would reach that far in Elder Scrolls. If they invoke Molag Bal enough, would that not allow Molag Bal to claim their souls after death? No, not invoking him. Only becoming a champion or making a pact with them would do that. But the alternative is, unless you got some really good special shit going around, if you get got by one of their Daedra, they can just grab your soul and bring it back.
And
Yeah,
that's why you
hippity
kill every
hoppity-
single Daedra worshiper you could ever see, also known as Thalmor agents.
Hippity hoppity, your soul is my property.
Remember to kill all Thalmor, all of them. And Thalmor are like geese. Not one goose is allowed to live.
Well, no. So you see, no. So for as far as Jolly Hippo goes, no. What allowed Sheo to do as much as he did to Jolly is that the dude was already, basically a resident of the Realm of Madness. In that in Elder Scrolls lore, being insane is making a pact with Sheogorath. Like, just by being crazy, you invite Sheogorath into your mind. And that's one of the reasons why Sheogorath is so absurdly powerful. Because people don't even need to invoke him, make pacts with him. They don't need to do anything. If they are crazy, he gains power from them. And so he's a whole different ball game. So that is not a great example to use, because Sheogorath is kind of really fucking strong. Like, fight all of the other Daedra princes and win strong. And then Akatosh is stronger than him. We've talked about it before, but yeah, so anyway, he started frantically looking for a route of escape that would get him the oblivion out of here. I understand he's trying to replace Hell with Oblivion. I could get him the Oblivion out of here. Maybe it's one of those things, right, where when you have to try and conceptualize how another culture would swear in the language. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, just say fuck, just say hell. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's like you can sort of try and force it. Like obviously, don't say hell if hell doesn't exist. Like, you know, people in China probably wouldn't invoke hell. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Like, they wouldn't say hell. They would probably just say, I'm gonna get out of here. Because hell, or whatever equivalent they have, can't really be used like that. Wouldn't culturally be used like that. A lot of cultural shit went into, I'm going to get the hell out of here. But then you also have to consider translating it to the culture that you're writing for, because if you don't do that, then they'll not understand the idioms to a certain extent.
There is an issue of just like, oh, you're just making up swear words as well. So I can
Yeah, no,
understand
there's definitely like some sort of cap, I would say. There is, it exists, you know. Like it's definitely there. And various series handle them better or worse. I think sci-fi has sort of set a benchmark for itself, separate from other genres, in where they're allowed to use a lot of silly nonsense words. because it's the future and words different.
Look, if someone starts saying that their swears in their book are something like "vanakud" or something like that, I don't fucking want to hear that shit.
Get in the cocking Valkyrie! Yeah,
Fucking-
sure, whatever. You're obviously saying fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're just gonna get around it. Like, carking is just that, and it's like, it's very obviously a swear word. Which, I mean, carking's not a terrible example. Carking is fine because
Well,
you know it's supposed to
I
be.
think I think Kark, I think Frack, I think they cross the line of irony, where they're kind of like they're funny again because we all know what the word is. It's like saying fudge instead of fuck. It's like, okay, we all know what it is. We all know why you aren't saying fuck. So we'll kind of just roll our eyes and accept it.
It's close enough to the word that we're able to accept it.
Yeah, but when it's like when you try and insert shit like I'm pretty sure there is an Oblivion called Hell, and people do swear against Oblivion, like Oblivion, damn it all. Because the realms of Oblivion are a somewhat equivalent to Hell, and kind of do have their own demons. So we aren't complaining about the Mando swearing. Yeah. It's like I said, there's a certain limit where it's kind of like, okay, tolerable. I understand why you're not saying the word. But you still have adults running around having shit happen to them, and so they kind of have to swear because it look a little bit weird if your rough and tumble adults weren't swearing.
Well, I mean, there's a point where it kind of becomes ridiculous. But
Sure, but
yeah.
that's more millennial writing than it is
like
swearing.
You're swearing like a sailor, and you haven't even swabbed any sort of deck. Come on.
Yeah. Well, again, that's just millennials not realizing that saying fuck every other word is not going to make the
Protagonist
sentence they're saying. Well, not protagonist realistic, because I mean I do know people that are like fuckity fuckity fuck 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 fuckity fuck, who think that somehow makes that what they're saying to be like more important. Unfortunately, there's people out there that have not grasped beyond teenager level understanding of swearing. And again, it's like the over enthusiastic, excessive swearing that you see like maybe a construction worker or a naval worker do is so they don't fucking punch something. Because that's probably going to hurt them more. So they let off steam by getting really creative with swearing. And millennials didn't really understand that because a lot of them are from the city and they've never seen anything be accomplished in their lives. And so they're like, oh, well, if I just swear a bunch, that means I'm serious. No. Xenophobic slurs like elven mischief. Yeah. I mean, some of them, like, that's like, that's more like. It's a more family-friendly way of getting around age restrictions on content. But the difficult thing to say is, right, we don't have other species on this planet that share the planet with us. Like, we don't have elves. We don't have dwarves. We don't have, you know, liches. We don't have necromancers running around raising armies. We don't have vampires. We don't have zombies. We don't have all of these creatures. And so I couldn't say with 100% certainty that in a scenario where we did have all these creatures, that we wouldn't have gotten more creative in our swearing, because now we kind of were actually creative way back in the medieval times. Because again, you had the whole cultural stigma against swearing going on, so people got creative in their swears. Of course, obviously they said fucking shit. But it was less culturally embedded, I should say. I guess that's the best way. But yeah, I can't say that we wouldn't come up with some sort of zombie-based slur to not even use against zombies, just to use against other people. Because if zombies were such a common thing in the world that they could affect culture, I'm sure we would have slurs derived from zombies to be used against non-zombies and to be used against zombies, but there's no real point in cursing at the zombie too much besides just venting some anger. So probably not too many, unique swears to toss the zombies' way. Probably a lot more unique swears and slurs coming out of zombies existing, so I'm going to allude to the zombie's intelligence, the zombie's smell, the zombie's sexual capacity at you, comparing you to the zombie's ability in those areas.
Like, you move like some walker or something like that.
Yeah, which, I mean, sounds silly to us, but in a world where there's actual fucking zombies running around, it's less silly, because they're real.
Yeah, if someone goes to you and goes, "I have seen zombies faster than you," and the zombie is real.
Yeah, it's like the phrases we use, like healthy as a horse and shit like that. If horses didn't exist and someone was reading a story about Earth and someone said I'm healthy as a horse, they'd be like, what the fuck does that mean? That sounds lame. That sounds stupid. You made that up. It's like, okay, well, yeah, I get that. Like, horses are real, zombies aren't. So compliments and insults based around horses make more sense to us than compliments and insults based around zombies. Overcompensating codpiece. Yeah. No, I mean, no, to be fair, overcompensating codpieces were a big problem for some certain sects of knights. But, it's really hard because it encounters the same problem that like Japanese jokes encounter when they're being translated into English. A lot of Japanese humor is based around the katakana or hiragana or whatever, or sometimes even the katakana versus hiragana used for a certain phrase or word, like guardian and strawberry. Ichigo. Called Ichigo because he's got strawberry hair, but he's Ichigo because he's a guardian. They do a lot of humor like that because it's like, oh, it's the similar character style, or the same character is used in both words and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of contextual humor based around how the word's constructed, used in the sentence, displayed, etc., pronounced even. That doesn't translate it all over to English. So when you're translating Japanese humor like that, you kind of basically have to invent new jokes, effectively, that fit the situation. And that's hard. And you effectively have to do that for a story that is in English in the first place, but it's a fantasy story. And someone wants to swear out an elf that just did something to them that disadvantaged them. And so they're going to insult the elves. I don't know, maybe these elves are honorable or something. And so they're going to insult the elves on it. To us, the insult makes no fucking sense. Because we don't have elves. And depending on what previous media you've consumed, maybe you don't find elves all that honorable. So you don't even have a basis for understanding the insult directed at the elf to understand the severity of what just happened. So now you have to translate it into something the person understands. But in the process of translating it into what the reader would understand, does it lose the potency or interpretation that it's supposed to have in the heat of the moment as an insult inside the story's starts with the C consistency, I guess. Probably. A lot of homophones in Japanese. I mean, English has got a lot of homophones, but they're not really used in humor all that much. I mean, we have puns, but they're not very... It's a very niche humor, I guess, compared to Japanese homophone humor. You know, eye and eye, bear and bear, lead and lead. I mean, not too many jokes you can make out of them, I guess. Just very specific words. But anyway, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Banner flapping, Empire flag, Black Dragon, red field. Something about the way the dragon moved. Oh, amidst the... Wait, oh. It stirred something deep within him. How could he just run from the thugs amidst the graves of his ancestors? How could he run from the thugs and still call himself an Imperial? Screwing up his courage. Okay, so now you're using screwing in a very modern sense when you just used Molag's balls as a curse and Oblivion as a swear. He decided to attack. He remembered half-mumbled advice from Harald. Milk Teeth was getting knocked out of him. If you're outnumbered, be aggressive to keep them on the back foot. That doesn't sound like half-mumbled advice.
That sounds like pretty clear and concise advice.
Yeah, right.
True.
Also, I mean, generally, as I've seen in Dota, being hyper-aggressive when I'm outnumbered doesn't really end well for me. Or put them on the back foot, but hey ho, you know. Maybe it'll magically work out for you, buddy. Now, if you're outnumbered and they haven't started attacking you yet, and then you just pull out your dagger and fucking stab one of them in the neck, yeah, the hyper-aggression does work to your advantage. But if they're already attacking you and chasing you down, you turning around and just starting to swing your sword at them, it's not really going to surprise them all that much. Yeah, so anyway, he threw his shield like a discus, like the old Nebaean games. However, the thing about shields that he realized too late was that shields weren't meant to be thrown like discuses.
Are you fucking stupid?
The shield went wide, and instead of hitting him in the face, it clipped him on the shoulder. Why would you aim for the face? Ah, yes, I'm going to take this improvised weapon not meant for throwing. I'm going to throw it at the hardest thing to hit on the human body. Brilliant plan. I hope you die. In the precious seconds his shield toss had brought him, he drew his rapier and lunged towards the distracted Nellen. It was a good quality.
Just fucking, if you need to buy time with a shield, punch a motherfucker in the teeth.
Right.
With
it. Forged in the Breton style, it was blah blah blah, no one fucking cares. He was quick because he was a slum rat. Blah blah blah, no one fucking cares. He closed in on Nellen, slashed an overhead cut with the rapier. I mean, yes, I'm aware rapiers have the ability to slash, but you don't really do that. You lunge. If you had lunged forward and went for a piercing strike on his head, you probably would have just killed him. But now you're cutting his face up with a rapier? Because you're probably not going to chop through bone with one of those things. Probably. If you do, you probably would get stuck in the bone. And now you don't have a rapier. Anyway. So he cuts the guy's face. He barely had time to turn his face. Silvered steel bit into flesh. Blah, blah, blah. Blinding him in an eye. There were other enemies for him to worry about. Turning to his right. Short sword. Why is short sword capitalized? Mild amusement. Nellem, blah, blah, blah. Potion. Split seconds. He thrust his rapier at the throat. But it was parried. He brought his rapier down for a devastating strike. With an overhead cut slam? With a rapier? Okay. But Dalvis was too quick for him, and he brought his short sword up to block. And then they locked blades. A short sword and a rapier locked blades.
Yeah, he's clearly just blocking it. What's wrong?
Both of them were straining against the other. Aurelian risked taking his... Wait, he's two-handing the rapier?
That's a choice.
That's a decision.
Bro, think he's playing Elden Ring.
Bro does think he's playing Elden Ring. Oh, yeah, so this weapon, famous for its thrusting strikes and quick maneuverability, yeah, I'm going to use it for overhead slam smashes and sideways cuts with two hands. You know, to make sure I reduce my maneuverability as much as possible, and to also overstress the blade. Brilliant. Genius.
Indeed.
Possibly the smartest individual to have ever walked this earth. And so anyway, he took his left hand off of the rapier while they were still locking blades and drew his dagger out his back. And then he stepped forward and stabbed the guy in the dick. And clearly, this surprised him. But Aurelian was faster. And he stabbed the dude right in the dick, and then blood just literally exploded out of the guy. And the merchant was like, oh, wow. You killed a dude. Congratulations. And so then he starts casting a spell. He saw a blade materialize out of thin air and block his thrust. 9 damned heathen conjured a blade from oblivion. It was rare to see conjuration magic practiced publicly in Cyrodiil these days.
Huh?
Oh? Bro's just making shit up now.
Poorly.
Blah, 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 blah. He tried to stab this guy in the dick, and instead he got flame shot at his face. Blah, blah, blah. He tried to stab the guy in the dick again. You know, instead this time he hit the guy's knee, and he blew out the guy's knee with a spike of ice. And you should have paid me, you stupid bastard, and rammed his father's blade through the guy's chest. And he's like, wait a second. Wasn't there a third guy? I only killed 2.
Oh, and now he's dead. Guess you better reload that save.
He snatched his dagger, grabbed the pouch of sovereigns, and took the potions off the dude's belt. Unfortunately, the Imperial Watch charged over him. Stop right there, criminal scum.
Oh, he said the line! He said the line! He said the line! He said the line!
Who violated the
Misspelled
law.
there. Oh, God. Okay. But he was happy the Empire had suffered degradation. Couple of centuries ago, he would have been swarmed by a dozen guards by now. Oh, he's making an Oblivion reference! Ho ho ho! Wow! Shove it up your ass and twist. Now there's just one tired watchman, not bothering to defend himself. He bolted. Blah, 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 blah. I don't really fucking care. Jawa's blessing. Who's that? Don't make it to the plaza much. That's Her Imperial Highness, blah, 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 daughter. She comes around to the poor people to make sure that they know that she's here. Damn nobles showing up here and giving money to the poor. That's all about appearances. They don't actually help us. Okay. When the Thalmor have been driven, I don't fucking give a shit. Blah, blah, blah. Go, stiff me, killed them. Shore's bones. Okay, that's actually a good one. That's actually one that's actually used. Yay! Jesus fucking Christ. You can also put bad grammar down. The grammar on this guy is fucking all over the place. Blah, blah, blah. Dark elves are cowards. Blah, blah, blah. Mead. Blah, blah, blah. Skyrim time. This whole chapter didn't need to exist.
True.
It just didn't. Like, we could have just gone straight into you showing up in Skyrim. You didn't even have to do the opening of Skyrim. You could have just shown up, not been ambushed. Could have just shown up in Skyrim. Like, you could just... How'd you get here? Bad deal. Really? Yeah. I found a relic for a family, and then they tried to stiff me on the payment and kill me. Luckily, I killed them first. Tough luck, boy. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to make it here. Well, good luck. Congratulations. We just skipped over your entire fucking backstory in like 6 dialogue lines. And that's about all that people needed to know, honestly. We don't need to know about Harald, because he's not coming with you. We don't need to know about Nerlin, because he's... I swear, if you make him fucking show up later on, I'm gonna roll my eyes are gonna roll out of my fucking skull.
Yeah, they're not gonna be here. They're not gonna be relevant.
Holy shit, that's 381 chapters, 1,000,000 words? Bro has more chapters than favorites or follows. He also wrote this entire thing in a single year. This is gonna be terrible. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Probably.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. I just... Oh, I'm cross-posting. Oh, that explains a lot more. A bored old man gets thrown into the divine playground of Tamriel as a descendant of a religious madman, no less. Will he content himself with merely finding his way in the new world, or will his newfound ancestry lead him to defy the vagaries of fate? Find out in this senile scribble of mine. Should you wish to descend upon the dreaded PP site, go search me up as Rostislav156.
No,
On the
I don't think I will.
PP site?
Patreon.
Probably.
Uh,
Oh, there. It's on the board.
Well, hey, Sign, you shouldn't knock it because bro here is earning $1,400 a month.
All in favor of killing.
That's a lot of fucking people, man.
Second.
thirded.
We should kill this guy.
Give
With hammers.
Give me your clients. I will do more with them.
True. You get the benefits of the first tier. The first tier is access to all early chapters of Sorcerer's Tale. So what does tier 2 give you? And on every chapter I post on Web Novel, I'll shout you out.
Shut
That's
fuck
cringe.
off.
That's a punishment, not a reward.
Oh, there are a lot of
$11,
people
by
who
the
are
way.
Egotists. I'm sorry, what?
$11 a month for someone to thank you. Yep.
Get fucked.
Hey, Sign, maybe you should add that to your tier list and see how many more people take it.
No. That's fucking retarded.
Dunno, Sign, from the quality of people showing up on the Rhine front. True, yeah, those people are fucking stupid.
Yeah, O'Shea, you could at least make them pay you.
That's the public server, and I would rather have the public server separate from the paid server. Because,
Yeah.
whoo, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing God's work. I'm both providing Sign income and also simultaneously chasing away his subscribers.
Yeah, stop doing that, please.
No! They need to stop being
Yes.
retarded!
Sneaky, they pay me so they can be retarded on my server.
Yeah,
That
well
doesn't
then
mean
they
you
can
should
sit there and
encourage
take it.
Why on earth
No.
would we encourage it?
Stop harassing my subscribers.
No.
He will not. He doesn't. He won't stop harassing his own family.
To be fair, his family kind of deserve it.
Yeah, fair, but still.
How the fuck did that miss?
Why the fuck are you here? There's no food here. Go away, Ant.
It will not. It smells food.
There's
That's
no
water.
wild. Goddamn.
What's up?
That's some wild news. I'm gonna send this to just Max.
Is it the Pope again?
No, it's not the Pope again. JD already ate him. So tier 3 rewards. A tier for those of particular financial stability. $22 a month. You will get all the rewards of my previous tiers, which is to say, access to his early chapters and a thank you. And you own the right. Oh god, this is the dumbest shit you could ever do. You own the right to request a unique character in a story to be added. That's
No.
terrible. That's a terrible plan. That's a really
Yeah,
stupid plan.
Never let other people who you haven't vetted as not being retarded contribute to your work. Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
I think they're doing it anyway.
Yeah, I think they're doing it anyway too. It's a mistake. There is a reason I use QQ to generate ideas, but also screen them. Sometimes, swimming in that river of shit, you do occasionally turn up a diamond. Rarely, but it does happen.
Yeah, I honestly I don't know how people can justify this sort of shit. It's kind of wild because like here's the most crazy thing of it all, right? People pay it.
Yeah.
Like that is just
Unfortunately.
people like I'm not even talking about the $22. That's just insane. The $11. Oh wow, I get a thank you. It's like, you're paying for below average quality fan fiction at a rate that you could just go buy a new fucking book for. And the most you're getting out of it is the guy saying your name when he posts a chapter.
Yup.
I don't think you can save people. Like I think people are just destined to be stupid.
A fool and his money
Yes.
are soon parted, I say. Playing the Oblivion remaster.
Well, no, that's
Look,
when he was
right.
that's completely different.
You're right. Todd
it
would
is
never
different.
betray me.
It is completely different.
Todd
But we shouldn't take the opinion of the man who spent 700 hours in Oblivion and then mapped it out on a fucking corkboard as a good example of someone who's not addicted to it.
I am a very stable person, thank you very much.
Chemically stable.
Technically, he is. Is someone saying something?
Anyway.
Everyone just went silent. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm really trying to wrap my head around the idea that this guy has 500 members.
People enjoy trash sometimes.
Unfortunately.
I like junk food.
Sure, right. Like, I enjoy junk food myself, right? But I am not going to go to McDonald's and pay $15 for a piece of slop on a bun. I go to McDonald's and pay $1 for slop on a bun. Like, there's a limit to my enjoyment of junk food, and there is definitely a monetary value attached to that limit.
Yeah.
So, you know. A note before we begin. I am uploading this to FFnet now because I want more people to enjoy my story. But I would like to immediately inform everyone, I will not be responding to your comments here. Only on Web Novel.
Yes, you should.
The author UI gives me a headache to look at, and the review section is terrible.
All of those are fair and valid points, author.
I started this story as a complete noob to writing, so the early chapters may seem ineptly written because they are. Fair? I am happy to say I have massively improved my skill and talent in writing. And my capabilities have shown great growth. So I recommend you keep reading.
No.
No.
Yeah. A quick warning. I do go out of my way to describe battle damage. In case you get squeamish.
Why would you do that?
Because battle damage turns them on or something. I don't fucking know.
No, this doesn't count as first fanfic because this is just it is a cross post, however. So it counts for cross post.
Honestly, there's just nothing here that's like
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna take a quick peek-a-rooney here. Real hot second peek-a-rooney. Just to see, like, okay, what does chapter 1 look like? What does chapter 381 look like? You know. So what do we got here? We got as I lay down on my deathbed, surrounded by family, I am 115 years old, and I'm now going to think about my entire life and narrate it to you.
I am the Emperor of the Empire, and for the past couple nights, my dreams have not been my own.
I looked at my army of descendants and say in tired voice, I am glad I die as man should, old surrounded by his kids. Remember, look after everyone, never fight amongst yourself. Ivan, stop being a little bitch.
They are going to be bickering all of your money milliseconds after you die.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah.
I hope the next place isn't shit. Oh no, where am I? I find myself in office with Blow. Is this Soul? Correct. My eyes snap to old man, but my gut tell me he not old man. Correct, you old fart, asshole. Thank fuck you aren't groveling sputtering praises. I hate it when they do that. Well, I'm quite dead, so not much to fear. Yes, not here. Oh boy, is this what I think it is? Yes, you totally catch on really quickly. Okay, hit me with that isekai, baby. Basically, you're gonna get isekai'd, and you get some power-ups, and blah blah blah, since, you know the whole spiel already, so I'm just gonna skip all of this stuff. You're gonna keep some of your memories, because you got a real strong skull there, buddy. But most importantly, your life experiences are going with you. So, you want to boost your magic talents too? Cool. Congratulations, you're going to the Tamriel lands. Considering where I could have ended up, that's great news. Indeed, I suggest you do some stuff to survive. Ha ha ha. Good. Well, I hope I do survive. It's going to be boring if I don't. Understandable. Blah blah blah. No one fucking cares. Blah blah blah. Gamer system. Blah, 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 boosts. Blah, 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 1,000 years. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, my backstory will be, young Dunmer orphan who parent die in Great War. Mages left me education, mundane magical. I don't want spend too long pretending to be child. Awaken my memory when I am teenager. Also, when am I starting? That very doable. You will be 5 year before event of game Skyrim. You can call me Rob.
Oh, god damn it.
Alright, so random omnipotent being and system.
Oh, I could listen to
Hooray.
more gamer stories, or I could do something else.
You could buy Skyrim Special Edition to celebrate the Oblivion remaster.
True.
And he left.
Old man point of view. Hey, you finally awake. Fuck off. System initiated. Better check to play if I'm going with system and blah 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 puddle blah blah blah. Teenager for a long-lived race. The Dunmer aren't long-lived. What the fuck are you talking about?
They're not?
No, they live to like 200 at most.
Technically long-lived compared to humans.
Do humans live to 200?
I mean,
keep forgetting that.
the ones who don't have skill live to 200. The ones who have skill become gods.
True.
Based Talos.
Remember, there's only one species on Tamriel that had the balls to take godhood. And Akatosh looked down and said, yeah, alright.
Yeah, to be fair, there was a whole lot of other fucky shit going on there, but yeah, you're pretty much right. My favorite is the Armorer, possibly the funniest. He is similar to, no, actually, he's just better than the Triumvirate. So, the Armorer from the Armorer's Challenge is real. You meet him in Morrowind. Yes, he acknowledges that he is the Armorer from the Armorer's Challenge if you read the Armorer's Challenge and then ask him about it. But to anyone not aware, the Armorer from the Armorer's Challenge, basically is a dude who just really likes smithing. Like, he wasn't insane about it. He just really enjoyed smithing. And he got so good at smithing that he became known for smithing. And so then he just didn't die.
Fair.
And he had the opportunity to go become a god, but he's like, no, if I become a god, I can't keep smithing. So he didn't.
Bro said, I just want.
So he just lived forever, continuing to bang an anvil.
Yes, and he
Right,
will
that's
always produce the best armor and weapons ever.
Yep.
He
It-
knows what
listen,
he
He
likes.
doesn't
and
care
he's
about your
focused.
civil wars or anything like
respect
that.
it.
He just wants to smith. He just
Listen,
wants to grill.
the Armorer is fantastic because he has the same energy as Caden Kalian, the objectively best deity in the Pathfinder portfolio. Man went into the murder death fortress. The prize for finishing it is to become God. Man is wasted. Man succeeds. No one knows how. Not even man.
Oh yeah, that's the other great part about the Armorer, is that you're like, so how the fuck are you like 700 years old now? And he's like, I don't know.
What do you mean? You don't know?
Amazing.
And then if you try and press him on it, he's like, well, you know, I was forging armor, and then I got famous for forging armor, and then I kept forging armor.
Forge some more armor.
It's just like,
Amazing.
you don't know how you ended up immortal? He's like, yeah, it's kind of lame. Once people start knowing me, I have to leave. It's like, okay, I mean, fair, but...
Feels
But,
like you
yeah,
should be
that's
taking
one
that
of
a little
the-
more fanfare, I guess.
It's one of the ways to become a god in Elder Scrolls, is you just become so good at a certain, thing that once everyone knows your name and associates your name with you doing that thing, you basically can mantle that thing as a path to godhood.
Ah, so you become the god of smithing or the god of knives or what the fuck ever.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not just, oh, I am the best, you know, knife person in all of Tamriel. It's like, no, not only do you have to be the best, everyone has to know you're the best,
They have to acknowledge
recognize
you
you
as the best.
as the best, and yeah. And you have to get lucky.
But totally doable.
So anyway, opener of the story. Super cringe, bad grammar, so go ahead and mark that off as well. Do we have bad grammar? Do we have bad grammar? No.
I do not.
I do not, damn.
But yeah, so opener of this story is terrible. Absolutely god awful. Now he fully admits to it, fully owns up to it. So we will see how he's improved. Arc 8, Chapter 52. Alright. General POV. Okay. He observed them as they approached the encampment, only ever moving his actual eyes from his current customer, as the Mer herself turned to see what the commotion was about. His actual eyes? Oh, okay. So that is what he wanted. He was unsure if he wanted to curse the one who sent him here or thank him. He supposed he would find out soon enough. His Ashkan, as he chose to call himself now, had sent him north under the pretense of Orcalium trade so that he may bear witness to something. It was frustratingly vague and made him want to break something, but he was not foolish enough to gainsay his father's orders. Once was far, far more than enough. And so he gathered 3 of his kinsmen and made the trek to the north and the west, and trading with lesser tribes for the land of supplies and information for 2 whole weeks before finally meeting up with the Urushilaku and getting permission to stay for a while. They were acceptable hosts if one took their means into account anyway. He had almost begun to doubt his stay here until everyone saw a ball of ashless space was slowly approaching the camp, once more confirming to him that dealing with seers was incredibly irritating and to be avoided at all times. Still, he focused his sight on the newcomer and was immediately awed by what he saw. To so brazenly wear sixth house heraldry, and to enter an Ashlander tribe with head held high, he shook his head at the mere thought of it and observed the short meeting, having to hold back a sneer of disgust as the wise woman preached the ways of her gods and demanded that someone far beyond her bow to her whims. Only the amused humoring of the preacher kept him from scoffing loudly, as he found the reaction rather apt to the ant's prattling. Still, he would have to find a way to approach things so the situation was resolving itself rather swiftly, and missing an opportunity like this would be shameful. That's like, okay, I mean... okay, it's just, yeah, the dialogue is better, the sentence structure is better.
Better doesn't mean good.
Yeah, I know, it's still not good. He's still fucking up periods, he's still fucking up commas. He's still fucking up dialogue in some sections and how to structure it. Maybe if I had stumbled upon this years ago, maybe I would have picked up reading it and I would have kept reading it just from sheer proximity and update rate, but I don't know, it's just he's not checking his shit, we still got fucking italics, merging words together. Apparently we're somehow into the plot of Morrowind. I thought we were going Skyrim, but apparently we're in the plot of
Fuck you,
Morrowind.
that's why.
Yeah, don't know how that works.
Again,
I mean, it doesn't.
fuck you, that's why.
And clearly, it's because Dagothar is the funny.
Oh, except you know that's actually what's gonna happen.
Of course.
Morrowind remake, they just up the graphics. It's the same fucking engine in the same fucking game. Bravo, Todd, you've done it again.
Yes. We knew that was what they were doing, though, didn't we?
I was mostly making a joke.
Oh. It's kind of hard to tell, considering that's literally what they did for Skyrim. How many times?
3?
4?
No. I mean, technically speaking, if you're counting how many times it was sold on the PC, but you know, they sold it for the it went for the 360, right? Yeah.
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 They sold it on the 360 and the PS3.
PS4
Then
and the
the
equivalent,
Xbox
PS5 and the
One and the-
equivalent, Switch.
Yep.
They sold it on the PC 3 separate times. Once as the normal edition, once as the anniversary edition, once as the special edition. I would have thought you would have called it special then anniversary, but you know, hey ho.
But you could sell it as the special anniversary edition.
True. Maybe one more time for good luck.
Well, one more time for old time's sakes. They need to put it in UE5 if it's not already.
Well, I mean, that's what the remake is.
No, for Skyrim. Not for 4, for 5.
That has to be bait. Oh god. The fucking thing that shitpost wizard posted inside server.
What
It's a
show?
joke sub. Thank God it's a joke sub. Oh. It's a joke, guys. What was Murok doing during Morrowind? Murok had his ass in the slammer getting violated by a tentacle.
No, Sneaky. The
I'm
tentacle was
sorry,
far.
what?
The tentacle was far too busy reading books to do that.
Oh, there's enough tentacles to go around, trust me.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh yeah, so okay, so
Tentacle?
long story short, yeah, so Skyrim. You should know this. The final DLC, the first Dragonborn DLC. You said you played Skyrim.
I haven't
Did you just
played
turn
all
God
the
mode on, kill
remake,
everything, and call itself a day?
re-releases. No, shut the fuck up. I haven't played all the re-releases. I played it when it first came out, Sneaky.
It's not a
I
re-release,
never
it's the
did
fucking
any of the
DLC.
updates.
It was the
Yeah,
final
I never did any of the
expansion.
DLC. I never did any of the DLC.
You
I
missed
only
out.
played the
That shit was
original
good.
version. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I may have to update it and install and try it out.
I mean, if you have the special edition, it should come with all of them.
Yeah.
But I'll have to check and see what edition I have. I don't know off the top of my head.
But, yeah, so anyway. He was the first Dragonborn. He decided he was, not satisfied with eating dozens of dragons' souls. He wanted more, so he made a deal with Hermaeus Mora, the Daedric god of knowledge. He got really powerful from that knowledge. Hermaeus Mora, you know, knocked on his door and said, "Hey, buddy, I'm here to collect your debt." And he's like, "What the fuck do you mean debt?" He's like, "You didn't think I gave you that knowledge for free, did you, bitch? I'm here to claim interest." And
Oh.
now Mirak didn't like that all too much, so he decided he was going to go fight Hermaeus Mora. And Hermaeus Mora was like, bitch, I know 99 ways to seal your ass. In fact, actually, make it 100. Your ass is sealed. And sealed him in his own Daedric realm of knowledge. With lots of tentacle imagery. And so,
Okay.
basically, the first
You see, the
Dragonborns,
tentacles represent his insatiable grasp for all knowledge.
or something like that.
I call bullshit.
But anyway, basically the premise of the DLC is that Mirak finally breaks free of all of the seals that Hermaeus Mora put on him, and he's going around eating dragon souls to regain his power again. So you kind of got to go stop him before he becomes, fuck off strong again. And Hermaeus Mora is like,
Fair.
yeah, bro, look, I can go seal him again, but there's no more Dragonborns after you, and someone gotta eat this fucker's soul, so I'll give you power if you murk this guy. And so you basically go around unlocking power-ups, blah, blah, blah. And then in your fight with Mirak for the final time, just as you're about to beat him, Hermaeus Mora shows up, goes, psych, bitch! You're getting violated by tentacles now! Grabs Mirak and proceeds to violently sexually molest him.
What the fuck? Why?
Elder Scrolls, baby!
Also, it's implied that Hermaeus Mora resealed the guy to go get violated a bunch as well because he's a vindictive little bitch.
Sneaky, he's a vindictive bitch. He's not a vindictive little bitch.
Yeah, that's true. He's very big.
He's almost a big enough boy for Sign to be satisfied.
True.
You fuck off.
Size prince that he is.
You fuck off.
No, I don't want anything to do with you. Thank you, though. I'd be flattered if I didn't know how open you were.
Ugh.
Atin starts the conversation today with, so fuck my distributor, and I say, well, I'll have to decline.
Hey, at least the distributor is in fact a woman.
Oh, well, okay then. Oh, somebody posted that video of the alligator trying to open the door.
Oh, alligators can't open doors. Unless they're, like, push doors with that,
I mean,
handlebar.
let's be clear. There are some doors an alligator can open because it's angry and the door is weak.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, when 500 pounds of alligator runs 40 miles an hour into your door, you better
I'm sorry,
hope it's strong.
500?
Yeah, it's like the
500.
average weight. Yeah, it's like an average weight of a gator, right?
No, Sneaky. Hang on.
Oh, 1,000. My bad.
Depends on how big it is.
An average male alligator weighs up to 1,000 pounds.
Okay, average is...
Look at these swamp
1,100
puppies.
pounds.
Look at these swamp puppies.
Yeah, that's half a ton to a full ton. 2,200 pounds.
Look at these swamp
So
puppies.
that thing...
Fat little boys.
How fast can an alligator run? Let's see.
Faster than you would like.
20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
No, 30. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
20
no,
or 30.
they can do a
sprint
short.
30.
Yeah, they can do a short sprint.
Yeah. So 30
Faster than you
miles an
want
hour.
them to is the
Gator.
answer.
Yes. 35 miles an hour, a full ton worth of gator going 35 miles an hour at your front door.
Yeah.
No.
Honestly, gators and crocs are one of those animals that, like, I don't want to hear that they can run, because I don't want something like that being able to move beyond a brisk walk.
Yeah, now
So-
the good news is that more often than not, running after food is suboptimal to the gator's mind, and they much rather the food just wander into their mouth.
Yes. Also, if you have to evade a gator who is running after you, just run zigzags.
No, that is a myth.
No.
Yes, it is.
they do
They
have
can
issues. Is
zigzag
it?
just fine. Yep. The whole
Yeah, they
zigzag
are
thing is a
perfectly
myth.
capable of zigzagging. Now, to be clear, their zig is much slower than their straight sprint. They're still gonna fucking catch your ass.
I mean, now, if you can get behind it, ironically, the safest place is directly on top of the gator. Jump on top of it. That is the safest place to be. If you've got a belt, well, their bite force down is a lot stronger than opening their mouth, so they can't really open it once you've tied that up. It's just getting there that's kind of tricky.
That goes into Western Gas. Florida man fights gator. Defeats his
Yes.
pizza-loving gator.
Was the gator trying to steal somebody's pizza?
His. Listen, you gotta remember, Florida individuals that live in Florida have nothing left to lose, so they're like, yeah, I'll fight the gator.
Individuals
Has
with
had
Florida
Gwendolyn for
persuasion?
47 years. Goddamn.
I'm sorry.
A guy.
He had the gator for 47 years. Okay.
It's time Gwendolyn... Florida Wildlife says it's time they get a proper home. Bro, it's lived there for 50 years. That's basically, it is its proper home.
You
Yeah.
know, if you want to tell Gwendolyn it's time to go home, you go right ahead.
Yeah, right.
Say it to her
Good
face.
luck with that.
An HOA complained. Of course they did. Yeah, makes
Tell
sense.
the
HOA
to come
complaint.
complain directly.
No, hang
the
on a
gator.
second. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
My neighbor has an incredibly powerful, dangerous, violent animal is a pretty decent complaint.
I mean-
Sure,
He
but
was
only if
complaining
you
about
fall,
pit bulls.
only if you fall in that HOA's power.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, okay, so, right, like, okay, so, well, no, so here's the problem. Is, I know this for a fact in Florida, is that a lot of areas that had HOAs spring up, very few people were actually wanting the HOA.
No, most don't.
And
The only
fact-
people who want the HOA are the people who run the HOA.
the
Yes, a
problem
lot of times-
is that, like, the developers, the people who funded the entire section to be built
Yes.
were like, yeah, HOA approved. And so now the HOA now has ridiculous powers that no one that actually lives in the area wants them to have.
So there's also the issue where HOAs, once they get to a certain size, start trying to expand and turn into little townships of their own. And what they'll do is they'll go to all their neighbors who are not part of the HOA, start fining them for things that violate the HOA's rules, then put liens on these people's property and try to legally finagle them into forcing them into the HOA.
Yeah.
And more often than not, these people kind of just crumble because they don't want to fight it. They don't understand the rules.
Legal
They,
defenses are expensive in most states.
Oh yeah.
Well,
see,
to be clear,
that's why you just kill them.
The thing is, most people don't understand those liens are only acceptable. There's a limit to how much they can put on your house and like to fine you.
No, see,
no, it's stuck strictly in small claims court, but they don't tell you. They obviously don't tell you that.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is, in a lot of states, those liens and claims aren't even valid.
Yeah.
Like it's completely illegal for them to put a lien against your house for something they have no control over on your property, and all you need to do is go talk to the court and tell them, hey, look, I'm not part of this HOA. They're doing this bullshit illegally, and the HOA gets in a heap of trouble, but most people don't even go that far. And they know it, and that's how HOAs get away with it, is people just roll over.
She's my baby. Is that a gator? Prize dog out of gator jaw. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
No. All right.
Well, again, so this is the thing, right? Like, look, I've been around gators because I used to live in Florida.
I'm sorry.
Gators are lazy.
Yes.
If you don't fucking go near it, you don't throw rocks at it like some fucking dumbasses, they're just gonna look at you and then be like, nah, it's too much effort, and walk away. Your dog getting into a gator's mouth is a skill issue.
Yeah, your dog kind of lacked on survival instincts there.
Or you lacked on the ability to control the dog, because, I mean, you are supposed to be teaching the dog to not go fight things bigger than it.
Yeah.
Unless, it's supposed to fight things bigger than it, like it's a fucking, bear hound or some shit. But, that's not a fucking bear hound, that's a goddamn lab. Labs aren't meant to go fight gators.
No, not really.
I don't think there are very many things that are meant to go fight dinosaurs. That whose only evolution of note was they got smaller.
Well, it's not even that they got smaller, actually, because we found out that if they're fed a significant amount throughout their entire lives, they just keep growing.
Yep.
So it's not even so much as that they got smaller, it's just they start off at a lower scale.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah, that gator can in fact grow up to what was it? 20? 20 feet?
I think right now the largest that's ever been recorded is 25.
Saltwater crocs get up to like
30? It's something ridiculous.
They get big. They average out at like the 20 to 25 foot mark.
The most notable evolution in gators and crocs is when they split 157 million years ago. That's their most notable evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so saltwater crocs on the average to 17 foot and 1,000 pounds, and the largest we have on current record is 23 feet and a ton.
Yeah, 2,000 pounds, yeah.
See, what's the largest gator on record? Largest gator on record was... I'm getting so fucking sick of AI summaries because of how inaccurate they are.
Oh, yeah.
This one person on Reddit said...
largest gator on record is 19 feet.
Yes.
Hey, man, look, if a gator the size and a quarter of the weight of a Prius is coming at me, I've fucked up somewhere.
Yeah, so the largest gator on record was 19 feet, and the heaviest gator on record was 1,000 feet. Or 1,000 pounds, sorry.
Sorry.
No, I'm not gonna deal with the equivalent of a small car sprinting at me at 35 miles an hour because I pissed it off.
No.
The classic, the hood classic video of Gator.
The one
Oh,
that
no.
people still don't know if it's fake or not. My
Oh
favorite
no, it's
part.
real. No, it's real. This gator is famous. Like, this is the golf course gator.
I thought the golf course gator was a different gator.
Nope, it's this golf course. Like, they have rules for dealing with this gator.
Really? Oh, that's
With
amazing.
this gator.
Yeah, no, like, this gator literally
for
lives
dealing
in the
with-
pond of one of the golf courses, and basically they have a whole bunch of rules when dealing with it.
I imagine the
that's
rules
rough.
are don't fuck with it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that rule doesn't really need to be said too much.
It's Florida.
Well,
be
no,
clear.
just
Oh, yeah,
look
it
at
It
it.
is Florida.
The
Absolute
rule
unit.
the rule is
That does not stop
probably
Florida, man.
that ball you hit near it. That ball is its nose.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's a ball from my grandfather. You don't
That
go near
just
the
looks
gator.
like something.
No,
Everything
that
within
that
10
golf
feet of that-
man would pick
that
up.
golf course literally has a rule about how many points you add to your card if you hit the ball near the gator.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I imagine the gator just looks at it and then looks at you like it's mocking you for daring to miss the shot. Just like,
Oh, probably.
damn.
But
Damn
yeah,
Rudy
that
gator.
that gator just lives on the golf course, and it's kind of what the golf course is famous for, is that gator being big on the golf course.
I live here. Fuck you.
This is my home. You're just intruding on it.
Bro does not skip leg day.
This is my home. I will allow you to play golf here.
Yeah. Amazing.
Like, you hear, oh, can get up to 20 feet. And, like, you don't really comprehend 20 feet until you see 20 feet and you're like, oh, that's a big gator.
Until you see 20 feet running at you at 35 miles an hour.
Oh,
It's a real big gator.
Welcome to the alligator land. You will not survive.
Be afraid.
Now, gators also make very funny noises,
Yes.
especially the tiny baby ones. Sound like pew pew laser beams.
Pew pew.
And that's why people try to
Yeah.
keep them as pets.
That's not a noise you want to be hearing from the tiny gator, because that's the call it makes when it wants mom to come
That's
help.
the mommy. Where's
Well,
mommy
it's also
sound.
the feed me.
Yes,
Also,
feed
or
me
also
Seymour
something you don't
sound.
need to. Also, something you don't want to hear from a gator.
No, not unless it's your pet.
You're in danger. Run.
God,
Yeah.
man. Never mind. Never mind an army deciding we're going to invade America. Never mind the fucking gun owners you got to deal with to become in the wrong section of the country. Get fucked by the local wildlife we have. Listen, Australia's got a fuck ton of stuff that wants to kill you. Our coastlines are just like, I would not want to fuck with that.
No.
Like, we're gonna sneak in through the Everglades. No, the fuck we aren't, Sarge. Have you seen what's in there?
Group Alpha has
Have
been
you
lost.
have
What
you
do you mean
seen
they've been
what we
lost? They went
can't
to the
see in there?
Bubba's, I've heard he's been getting peckish.
Bubba's getting
So the
peckish.
thing-
True. Did you know
thing
the
with the
average PLA
Everglades-
soldier
Bubba and
contains
Husky.
100,015 calories?
So the thing with the
Bubba
Everglades
We've
is,
lost
feeling
Team Charlie.
peckish.
What do you mean we've lost Team Charlie? They were just on a recon mission. Yeah, they ran into the locals. Apparently they were lost to a man. By what?
Yeah, no, I
With a
mean, like,
shotgun?
seriously, honestly, good fucking luck getting past either the Appalachian or the what's California's mountains?
Rockies.
Rockies. Yeah, good fucking luck getting past the Rockies or Appalachians. Those are hellish.
We don't go there for a very good reason.
The people that
Honestly,
the people the Appalachian Mountains aren't that dangerous. It's the people in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah,
It's the
I
people
was
in the
gonna say
Appalachians.
it's not so much the wildlife in the apps you got to worry about. It's the people, many of whom have literally nothing left to lose in life. Because the
Well, I
And now on
mean,
the flip
are, like,
side, the
the
Rockies
highest
don't
quality
have
of
all that many people, but good fucking luck getting through
the
them.
wildlife. Woo.
Boy, do we have some stories about all of the people that died and became cannibals trying to get through the Rocky Mountains.
You're welcome to
Wait,
add.
There is
Would you like
so many
to add to
stories
this list?
about, and this was not even like, oh, back in the 1500s. It was like, oh yeah, back in the 1900s,
No, this is
this group of people tried to
No,
make
this
it
is
through the
like-
Rockies and went cannibal.
back in 1990. Not
Yeah.
the 1900s. This is back in the 90s.
The 90s were the
Oh, it's-
1900s, thank you very much.
Yes, technically.
Implying they
Back in
won't get bottlenecked in
1940,
Australia.
These people tried to cross the Appalachians for fun, and they all died.
No. See,
And
here's the
cannibalized
difference between the
themselves.
U.S. and Australia, right? So with Australia, you can just apply fire.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. Australia doesn't. There's no reason to invade Australia, like at all.
Mm,
Most
Right,
of the,
right,
most of
but
the
what-
population centers are there's 4 major population centers all along the coast because
Right.
no one wants to deal with the center of get fucked the island.
Death.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like I said,
GIC,
like
the island.
that's what I'm saying. Though, yeah, the bird weaponized fire. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Though, is right. Is like just the solution to a majority of Australia's problems is just apply fire, and then go take whatever resources you want from Australia. Like, there's nothing valuable in Australia except for resources. Like, there's no stages
Yeah.
of technology. Or,
I
Silicon
get-
Valley.
We
I
don't
get
have elsewhere.
insist on invading. You better hope that you manage to get the kangaroos and the emus with your initial napalm. 'Cause they don't
Yes.
fuck around when they've decided they've had enough. Emus don't even have to have enough. They'll just kick you.
They're
Yeah.
basically raptors.
They'll just do it.
Yeah.
They don't fuck.
Emus.
They're the closest thing in modern
Funny
day
birds.
we have to a
It's still funny to me.
legitimate velociraptor.
It's still funny to me that Australia literally declared war on emus and lost.
To be fair, that was because
okay.
of drunk incompetence. But
Yes.
Well,
and
actually,
they only
well,
assigned one team.
So there's a dude that's been getting a little big on YouTube Shorts, good old Aussie boy who has these fun little
Yeah,
lessons
that the guy.
on his home
Yeah.
country. I didn't realize how badly they performed in that war until he decided to run a 3-minute
oh yeah,
on it. And it's like,
It
yeah,
was
the
hilariously
emus
bad.
are smarter than they're given credit for.
yes.
Like, oh, those trucks. Okay. We're gonna leave some scouts behind, so when the trucks show up, the scouts can give us the warning. It's like, oh god, they literally
Yep.
learned. They learned that the
Yep.
trucks bring guns, and they
Yep.
figured out how to leave scouts. That's
Still not as bad as the
fucking
4 Pests campaign. I mean, well,
Oh, is this another stupid fucking human versus animal war? I'm gonna have to look up.
China.
I just wonder how the hell they managed
Yeah.
this.
So remember China? Yeah. So basically, China declared war on nature again, and lost.
Again.
Were they trying to
Again.
beat it this time, or
I mean,
Well, no, the 4 Pest campaign was during Mao's Great Leap Forward, right? And so basically, I think wasn't it the final pest that they killed was the
Whoa.
swallows because they noticed the swallows eating a bunch of food, and so they killed all the swallows.
Oh,
And then
right, I
When the
remember
swallows
that.
died, a bunch of fucking
They
insects
were
that they used to
carrying
eat.
seeds.
Yeah. Well, not only do they carry
Also,
seeds,
the insects.
swallows ate a
Yo.
enormous amount of insects, and when they killed all the
Those, like,
swallows,
What is this
yeah,
propaganda
locusts.
poster?
where's the
Yeah.
meme? I saw
Yeah.
like a meme of like 3 million casualties or something
What
from
the
humans.
fuck?
Yeah,
None
no,
on
it was horrendous. It like they genocided the swallow. Like it's gone.
Oh,
Like no, like the swallow had to be reintroduced. I think from Europe or something into China to restart the population. Like
Uh,
they successfully
ooh.
killed off the swallow.
Looks like it's sparrows. It looks like
Sparrows,
that
my
they
bad,
killed off.
sparrows.
But either way, I love that some of the propaganda survived to end up on the Wikipedia page for this.
Well, no, I'm not surprised at all. They were very proud of them purging themselves of this pest of nature when pathetic capitalists couldn't manage it.
How'd that work out?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they had to reintroduce a bird. Yeah, yeah. They had
It
to
went
bring the
poorly.
bird back because they killed them all, and then they had mass famines from all the locusts eating their crops.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the of the 4 pests mentioned here, like only 2 of them are arguably problems.
Well,
That
okay,
being
so
rats and
mosquitoes.
mosquitoes.
No,
Mummies.
mosquitoes are a major issue. Just like I can totally get behind a purge campaign on them. It's just
Oh,
really
yeah.
hard to get killed. It
It-
is just really
but-
hard.
But like the only
They've been
2
trying for
real
years.
problematic ones here would be rats and mosquitoes. And
Yeah.
rats are actually fairly clean creatures, but they also have insanely good immune systems, so they just pick up awful diseases and just spread
Well,
it
they
by
also pick up a
accident.
shit ton of blood-borne insects, and then they carry those blood-borne diseases to
They
you.
also eat. They also eat
Yeah.
food that's meant for the people.
And they also shit everywhere inside the food that's meant for the people.
Yeah. So like maybe instead of aiming for the 4 pests, you should have just made it 2 and I don't know, made flies the bonus round or something.
Well, I mean, again, it's like flies. It's like one of those things. You're never gonna get rid of a fly. You're never gonna kill every single maggot in existence. It's like something dies out in the woods, and then you have flies again. Congratulations.
Somehow.
Yeah, basically. I mean, the best you can do is just keep your shit clean. I know, very hard thing to ask the Chinese, apparently. I mean, I'm not wrong though. Like,
You were not.
like,
No, unfortunately, you are not wrong.
they invented the Kowaloons, so I mean, Kowaloons are fortress cities.
Oh.
Effectively, it's what happens when an area goes unenforced by zoning laws for too long, and has a restriction on where you're able to build. And so, what started out as multiple city blocks that was going to eventually be turned into a city, instead didn't have any growth beyond those couple city blocks. And as the population increased, instead of just leaving like a normal person, they decided that it would actually be better to just build a house in between the gaps of 2 other houses.
Hmm.
Kowaloons
Yeah.
are a great example of Asian favela engineering. And it is part of the reason why they are mocked as like bug people, ant people, etc. Because the Kowaloons are effectively hives. They are effectively like a giant hive in their structure. Where you have these like there's great videos. I think Vice even made one that was really good on YouTube about Kowaloons. They're great. It's crazy too. Like some sections of these fortress cities, I think they're called, is effectively like they don't see sunlight. Like you could be born, grow up, work a job, die of old age somehow, and never see sunlight if you lived in certain sections of the city. Just from how hive-like these city blocks turn into. Because they just keep building shit on top of shit, and inside shit, and renovating shit, and then like oh, they'll knock down this wall here, and then it becomes a new door, which leads to a new hallway, which leads to a new stairwell, which leads to other stairwells, of other hallways, of other doors, and it's just like it becomes this giant nest. Now they'll get romanticized due to
Yeah.
the anime right now that's airing based on Kowaloons. Yeah.
There's an anime based on Kowloons.
Now, don't get me wrong. They wanted to try and build a 5-minute city in Saudi Arabia that was like this, where basically it was pre-planned. And I could sort of get behind the idea, right? It would
Isn't
be
that the Wall City?
yeah, the Wall City. It's like a pre-planned Kowloon. And I
Yeah.
sort of get the idea. It's kind of cool to think about, but at the same time, a pre-planned Kowloon is still a Kowloon.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. In theory, they want to make a better version. I don't think it's gonna work, but
I mean, I think they already ceased construction on it too, after they spent like several $100 billion on clearing the sand out of the way.
no, what it was they had to they scaled back.
Okay. Makes sense. That makes. But I mean, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of highly compact spaces. I like my house as separated as possible.
Yeah.
You will live to see the rise of hive cities.
Probably.
I mean, they kind of already exist. I mean, just look at India.
That's India. We're talking about hive cities in the West, not Indians.
I don't think we will. We're looking at a 1.1 birth rate right now in most of the Western countries. I think the U.S. has a 1.7 birth rate. So we actually won't be capable of making a hive city. And the scenarios that revolve around the creation of a hive city would probably see all of us dead.
You mean extremely high population and density?
No, I mean the instances where a hive city would be constructed in the U.S., the scenarios that would cause such a high population to occur in the U.S. would likely be because the people who currently live in the U.S. are no longer alive.
Yeah, true, because they'd have been replaced by the kind of people who have
Hive cities,
that
yeah.
hive cities, that breeding rate.
Yeah, so
And you're stopping there.
I don't think
Yes.
we're going to see a hive city occur. If anything, I would see in the future, we will probably live to see San Francisco and Los Angeles fuse into a cancerous tumor.
Well, I
More
mean,
of.
we're already getting that with places like Dallas, where it just swallows up everything around it.
Well, that's what I'm
Dallas,
saying, is
Houston,
the
Fort
suburbs
Worth.
of San Francisco are actually slowly reaching the suburbs of Los Angeles. And soon it's going to reach the point in which you just go from Los Angeles to San Francisco, and it's still an hour drive, but the switchover is immediate instead of you leaving San Francisco, driving an hour, and ending up in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you drive for an hour. Congratulations, you are leaving San Francisco. You are entering
Yeah.
hell. I mean,
That-
Los
that's-
Angeles.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I know. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying.
No. I'm saying that's what I mean by them merging together into a cancerous tumor.
So you've gone
be
from
clear,
the fourth level of hell to the fifth.
Yes.
They're very much nearly there.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. We'll definitely see that within our lifetimes.
Yeah, I'm saying it for the people out there, because if you have
Right.
not been, right, I went to LA on business for a show.
I'm sorry.
You poor
God,
fucker.
that's terrible.
I'm
No,
sorry for your
honestly,
loss.
it wasn't too bad, because I wasn't living there. and obviously I was within a methed up junkie's distance of the port of Long Beach.
Hmm.
So like, listen, that area they keep the methed up junkies out of, and it's actually quite nice.
Holy shit, sign. Fucking get the jar.
What?
Get the jar. Which
Sneaky's
jar?
right again.
Ah.
So I'm
About
reading
what this time?
reviews for this dog shit story. Remember how a couple days ago, or was it a day ago, I said that the one thing I really hate about weed smokers is that they somehow always are magically okay to smoke weed, and when any situation where smoking a cigar would be seen as unacceptable?
Ah, yes. Like in a restaurant.
Like, here's this review. Rereading this story again. Why? I got caught on a particular detail, the magical cigar your character smokes. Normally, I hate cigarettes as tobacco products are the biggest proponent of legalized addiction and creation of cancer. That is...
Incorrect.
Incorrect. A fun fact, actually, is you actually do more damage to your lungs smoking weed than you do a cigar.
Now, to be clear, you shouldn't be smoking anything.
Well, yes, generally, putting smoke into a location that smoke is not designed to go into is a poor life choice.
Generally,
However-
you think?
However, my counter-argument is that every single man who has lived past 100 smoked. So, I feel like my chances go up.
I mean, it's not like your lungs can get
As
you
long
hurt,
as
huh?
it's better than the cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, fucking
Exactly.
rolling shit into a fucking toilet paper and smoking, that's better than a cigarette.
Well,
Exactly.
that's because cigarettes have all the chemicals and shit, whereas most cigars don't actually have that. Especially if
Not-
you're just
not- not
making it
most.
yourself
All-
from your
all
own
of them.
tobacco leaves.
I mean,
All
yeah,
of
I guess. Yeah, oh, yeah, no, it's literally part of being a cigar is you can only have tobacco product in the cigar.
It's tobacco
Ah,
and
okay.
it's tobacco, paper, and a
no-
smidgen
no.
of glue.
Paper
I
is
thought it
iffy.
wasn't even paper.
No, it's not even glue.
Like, I thought you just wrapped it. Some of them
Yeah.
wrapped in their own leaves.
Yes, so
Like,
basically
it's just leaves.
its cigar is made of leaf tobacco, so it's going to be the tobacco leaf, which is of a certain age, which is filled with the most tobacco. Nicotine. And then the older leaves, the palm leaves, I believe they're called, and don't quote me on any of this shit, but I believe they're called palm leaves. But effectively, they are the outer of the cigar, and then you have the filler, which is usually going to be like, leaves that weren't big enough to be wrapped, not always stems, but, sometimes the stem gets in there, etc., right? So chunks. Chunks that couldn't be processed as a leaf. That's the filler. And then they are pressed, so they're dried out, and then depending on the situation, whether it's a factory-produced or a hand-produced. Now, hand-produced is still a massive chunk of the market, just to be clear. Effectively, they wet their fingers and they press it along the edge of the leaf and then use pressure in a cigar press to cause the leaves to stick together with the water. And so no glue, paper, not really used in cigars. There are some cigar brands that try to stylize themselves as cigarettes, like Talon, and they do use a cigarillo is a cigar the size of a cigarette. The Talon cigars, they're technically still cigars because a cigarette is specifically a tobacco product treated with all of these chemicals and shit. but the Talon cigars are, they use a paper wrapping, they use glue, they have a filter on them, but they are still just tobacco products. They don't have any garbage in them beyond being a tobacco product. So, uh,
Which is still pretty garbage, but
I mean,
that is
look, at
weed.
least you're just smoking a leaf at that point, and you're not smoking Red Lake 4096 Chemical Operation 2, okay?
Yeah, true.
Alright, take care, Greg.
Alright.
But anyway, so, normally I hate cigar bullet. Magical weed and cigars, though. They can be, magical weed. So we're just gonna randomly insert weed into this, even though we were talking about cigars earlier.
You see,
weed
it's
now.
magic weed.
Magic
It's
weed
made-
can be useful to create a character personality trait because they are powerful relaxants and have great magical power.
Me when
And,
the
So
halflings make
your
the
personality.
best kush.
Yeah, you
Your
smoking a
personality trait
cigar
is
is
that you smoke
supporting
weed.
big tobacco. You smoking weed is a personality trait. Yeah.
Sure, bro.
Next to doubt.
Yeah. In other words, great job at making me realize how little I mind smoking when the industry isn't there. It's just... Also, oh my god, tobacco is the biggest proponent of addiction. You're not gonna sit there and say alcohol? We had a whole amendment over it. Let's see, bots. Shardborn Dremora. Oh, so they're just jamming ESO crap into here. Great, love it. Bots. Hey, this person's pointing out the grammar errors. It has good humor and pacing. Well, okay. Bot reviews. Bot reviews. Can you upload this to Scribble Hub? Because I hate Fanfiction app. I love
No,
not
you
being
get
able to
fucked.
read new chapters because this website takes a week to display them. Dog-ass website.
What kind of
Well,
internet are you
FFN
using?
has been kind of shitty recently.
Oh, recently?
Yeah, recently they've been
Recently,
worse
so
than
it's-
usual.
Of
Worse
course, of
than
course.
usual recently.
Let's see what else we got here. We got the Aurelian Serenade. Why are we using... What is with everyone in the Aurelian?
I don't know. I gotta take care of stuff. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. We can end it here. Anyway, that is your Oblivion, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls dump for today. I hope everyone learned something valuable from the long-winded rant I've gone on. And if you didn't, try harder. And you can try harder next week. No, this week. This week on Friday, because it's Tuesday. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Usually. We try.
Sometimes we
Sort
go
of.
longer.
Mildly. 7 p.m.
Huge.
Be there.
RB Square.
I mean, yeah.